fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards, so do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows, but as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Yes, good morning. Just for Finn's shirt. Oh, he's not going on today. Oh, yeah? Did you lose it last night in that funny old club you go to? Right, where are we? Where's my clock? Here we go. Day one at Cheltenham. Can't wait. 4 minutes after 6 o'clock. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil and Dino's here live from the Cheltenham Festival with Caro.
Something tells me I'm into something.
Now, Dino, I've got to tell you, we've had a bad start.
Why?
DJ Ed has ploughed in to about 20 rabbits on the way down. Unbelievable. I said, DJ Ed, careful, there's deer about. No, there isn't. I said, there's deer about. Anyway, come around this corner, there it is. Bright eyes, burning like fire. Straight through them all.
Well, you haven't killed them.
What are you doing?
Are they dead?
I can't have a bet today.
Is it bad luck?
It's terrible bad luck.
I mean, what? Is the rabbit injured or is it dead?
Oh, no. They're in the warren in the sky now. No, but 4 of them.
Well, I'm
Shocking.
not surprised.
Really,
It's
sorry
like
to put you off
Jackie
your
Chan.
breakfast. Your Welsh rare, but they're gone. Unbelievable. I said, slow down. There's no one on the road, for God's sake.
It's pitch black, though, isn't it?
There's too many rabbits, he said. Honestly.
Hey, I'm glad I never
Shocking.
got in. I got a taxi.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm glad I never got in there. I'm witnessing that.
Well, he's got a problem at the moment, Ed. He's I don't know what's up. Oh, he's shuffling and shaking in his
noticed
car. Have you ever seen
twitching,
that?
yeah.
I know.
He's got his arm out the window.
I
back
know.
in.
We don't want to be backing horses. I'm not sure we want to have a bet today after that.
Well,
Find a horse with a name, something to do with a
rabbit.
Flopsy or something. Yeah. Right, we're in position A here at Cheltenham for one of the greatest weeks in our sporting calendar. And who better to kick off proceedings with Dean Saunders, the storyteller. Dean, how busy have you been lately?
About the same. Fairly busy. I'm really pleased to be here though, because it is a privilege to be at Cheltenham on talkSPORT, waking up 4 a.m, getting here. It's dark outside. Just need a winner. First race winner.
Don't have a bet today, I'm telling you.
What? Because the rabbit.
Yes, the warnings are there. Do not have a bet today. God, wait till we get the race card. We'll have a look.
Well, we got
dear.
the first race. Is the Supreme
Anything with
Novice Hurdle.
stew or something like that, and don't touch.
I'll have a look through the card while in the breaks. Try and find something to do with the rabbit.
We're not touching it. Right, racing aside, the lineup for the pardon me, lineup for the FA quarter-finals was confirmed last night. West Ham. Oh, I've got to go on it. What about the penalty? What a dipstick!
Do you know what? If the penalty, it's obviously done a Panenka, right? If the goalkeeper dives the wrong way, everybody goes, "How cool was that? How calm was he there doing that?" But it is a massive risk to take, dinking it down the middle like that.
Well, the keeper had time to take his cap off.
He didn't move, did he?
No, I joke. If I'm his teammate, I'm saying, what are you doing?
All the other pens were good. You know, some of West Ham's pens, top corner, Callum Wilson, and was it Dinos Aroanos that scored the winning pen? It's a made-up name, isn't it?
Mavropanos,
Mavropanos.
our Greek correspondent.
He's obviously Greek. Yeah.
You know who's been talking about him lately? Not Ray or Rupert.
Well,
Rupert goes to see Professor. What's that? Professor Matropanos to have his Botox.
I've heard.
Have you heard about it?
I've seen him last night, and he does look better.
He doesn't smile now, does he?
He looks miles better.
Yeah, but he doesn't smile. He can't smile.
I asked him to smile. He couldn't smile, but he looks miles better than he did.
Do you think his boy knows? Do you think all he knows?
All he'll know by now.
All he's coming in. If he doesn't know by now, he will know.
Yeah,
By the time he leaves.
Why has he gone to Greece to have it done?
Cheaper. Yeah.
How much is it then?
He
100 quid?
gets the easy jet over there, gets a rowing boat over the island where the professor is, and gets it done.
Oh.
It doesn't last, by the way.
Talking of that, that's out of order, putting an oxygen tank right next
I
to you
know.
there. And right next to the Guinness pump.
It could be handy. It could be handy. So back to the penalty. Quattara was guilty of a terrible missing shooter while attempting a Panenka. I played against him 1981 for Bohemians of Prague, believe it or not. Before Mavropanos stuck the winning kick to book the Hammers, a last 8 home tie to Leeds United. Imagine West Ham getting Wembley and escape relegation. But people were saying, what was all the fuss about?
I've got to say, the best chance of staying up is Spurs' form at the minute. Alarming. I mean, I'm looking at it thinking, you do think, where's the next win coming from? I know they got a load of injuries, but shocking.
I speak to a lot of the boys, ex-players, and they can't believe what's going on. They can't believe the lack of effort.
Can you remember, Al, a few years back, when we said Spurs they'd be struggling without Harry Kane? If they never had Harry Kane, they'd be struggling. And they had Kulusevski, Son and Kane up front, and they think they can beat anybody with that front three. He's gone to Bayern Munich and scored 120-odd goals.
Kulusevski injured as well.
Yeah, Son's gone. But Kane, just imagine if he'd have stayed at Spurs. Now, he scores goals wherever he goes. They wouldn't be in this mess.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Agree. So anyway, back to West Ham. Speaking after the game, West Ham boss Nuno, he said this win could act as a springboard, as a pick-me-up for the rest of the season. Here he is.
More than anything, the squad. I think the squad gave a good answer today. We made a lot of changes, and the answer of the player was good. So having the squad motivated, many of them work very hard during the week. Then comes the weekend, they don't play, but they stick and supporting the teammates. So it's good for the squad, and it's amazing for the club.
Yeah, well done, Nuno. Dino asked Ray Parlour this yesterday, a cup run, can it get you out of trouble in the league? Because I was thinking immediately, alarm bells, Fulham. What were Fulham doing with the changes they made?
I don't get it. If obviously they put the European places have come down a bit, but if you're not getting relegated, surely as a supporter, you think, as a Fulham fan, top half the table, try and win the FA Cup, try and win the League Cup.
Yeah.
That's our ambition. So why are they not going with the full strength team trying to win the FA Cup? But Sunderland done it as well and got Arsenal nearly come unstuck at Mansfield.
Yeah.
Mansfield put a good performance in.
And Southampton on a bit of form at the moment. Arsenal, excuse me, have got to go there, haven't they? Next round?
Yeah.
Southampton, Arsenal.
Yeah, that's a good draw. I think, obviously, Chelsea have got the best drawing Port Vale. Everybody will be hoping Port Vale wins, obviously, for Giant Killer. But Man City, Liverpool looks like the big tie of the next round.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it was a shocking penalty last night, by the way. Quatera. Former England striker Dean Ashton was on commentary duties alongside Little Sam last night. He said that this win could give West Ham the confidence to see out the relegation fight.
Look, I think it galvanises you. Of course, it has to. You know, you've got a quarter-final here again against Leeds to get to Wembley. And I just think every game, like I talked about earlier about Tottenham, every game for West Ham is a chance to build confidence, to bring the group together. This type of result after extra time and penalties will do that. Of course, you know, we'll be questioning Somerville's fitness.
Yep.
That's going to be key. But there's definitely a different mindset in this group now at West Ham.
So the draw, West Ham at home to Leeds United, cracker. Man City at home to Liverpool. Pep will be saying, what is going on here? Some of the draws we've had. Chelsea, Port Vale, as Dino said, and Southampton, Arsenal. Another favourable tie there. Well, is it favourable for Arsenal? At home, yeah. Southampton have hit a bit of form.
You're asking me? Sorry, Al. Yeah. When you get to this stage now, I think everybody's watching and they're all hoping for upsets, but you do take a risk. I mean, when you turn the clock back, managers never used to rest you. I think any sport, Al, is about rhythm. You get in a rhythm as a player, as a team. You get in form. Please don't leave me out.
Well, you know what it's like as a striker, you know. You're hitting the back of the net. Don't leave me out.
Yeah.
Let me keep going.
Yeah, and what I found when I was coaching, especially, I'll tell you where it was. We were at Newcastle. We were in the UEFA Cup. I think it's the... I don't know what is it. They changed the name of it now, but we played, I think, 16 games away from home, and we couldn't get a result the following week. You know, in the league, we always went 1-0 down. We tried everything, stay in there.
Yeah.
We flew back. We trained. We didn't train, and sometimes you find, you know, the players you leave out, they're the ones that let you down. They're off the bridle. You know what I mean? Your intensity goes. You're sitting at home. I'd rather just keep playing. You don't do hardly any training.
No, I agree. Take over.
Yeah.
Take over. Okay, right, and that tie between City Liverpool, belter. Will it be second time lucky for Newcastle against Barcelona tonight? And wish a very, very happy birthday to one of Dino's favourite artists. Here we go.
it's not just an embarrassment for the old firm, it's an embarrassment for the whole of Scottish football. And Scottish football as a whole is getting tarnished with this. And I just think it's incredibly unfair on the normal, well-behaved football supporter that they're getting tarnished with this brush. And I was listening to David Tanner. It's not just that yesterday. This has been going on for a long, long time. And Rangers as a football club need to address their own house. They need to put a stop to this. I know the way of stopping it is by banning them. Get them gone for the stadium. Nobody wants them.
Yeah,
it's with the mask on as well, isn't it? All the covering their faces up as well, Gregor.
How's that anything to do with football? I go to a football match. I like to wear my colours. These people are not football supporters. They're mindless thugs. They're mindless thugs.
Yeah.
Gregor, I've always said, look, I'm a Glasgow boy. I've always said that, the history and all that. There's nothing, for me, there's nothing wrong with being excited before the game, singing your songs for 90 minutes, and then going home and being normal again. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to run on pitches, throw a few punches, and that's just beyond a joke. It's a disgrace.
That's the way it used to happen. For many years, Rangers, there was trouble. Of course there was. It's part of the terrorism, but not like this. And this, as I said, it's a minority of people that's causing this.
El mejor de la nueva porque me crié en la vieja. Gracias a mami, papi, por todos los jalos no reja. Nunca me han visto en la calle ni en los podcasts ando queja. Tratan de medir fuerza y no pueden ni en pareja. Calle sol, calle luna, estrella en la noche oscura. Yo no canto reggae, pero sí cultura de Borinquen, PR, archipiélago perfecto. En el mundo entero ya conocen mi dialecto, mi jerga. A mí me importa un lo que a ti te vale. Y mataron gente por sacar la bandera. Por eso es que ahora yo la llevo donde quiera. ¿Qué fue?
6:20, a bit of Dead Bunny there. Sorry, Bad Bunny there. talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark Rewards event. Save up to 500 on thousands of cars. All right, I know it's the Super Bowl. Get rid. Dino with me now. That, of course, was the hottest artist on the planet right now, Bad Bunny. Why are we playing it? Well, on the way over today, I'm sorry, DJ Ed swerved. And unfortunately, no, it wasn't unfortunately, he swerved into the rabbits, right, at the side of the road. And when my bet's going on later today, I'm starting to wonder if this is a bad omen today. Mr. Bunny also turns 31 today. But on a lighter note, it's legendary racehorse owner J.P. McManus' birthday today, and he's in great form at the moment. He turns 75. Well done. Happy birthday, J.P. And he could be celebrating in style too, because there's a strong chance his horse could land 4 of the first 5 races. What about that? Sedino it could have been a birthday to remember for JP. Are we about to see him dominate the card today. I think it's difficult day one, but over the week, I think he's in for a great week.
I think it'll be a bit closer. Ireland versus Britain this year. Ireland won last year by a mile, but I think this year it'll be a lot closer. But Al, I can't let it go. Ed's walked in. He's run a rabbit over. And speaking of rabbits, Katie's here. Katie's here.
No. Do you know where you're going here?
Every time.
What can I get you, Katie? What can I get you? We've got Guinness on the pump. We've got oxygen.
Well, I've spoken to him, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he'll sort you out. But going back to that,
Ed,
Al.
Put them batteries back in your pocket, Ed.
So, what do you think, Al? JP?
I think he's brilliant for the game. He has, I don't know how many hundreds of horses. We're talking about, I believe, in excess of 400.
Maybe.
He's just great for the game.
Yeah.
And great for charity. Irish people absolutely adore him.
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed for Harry Redknapp as well. I think everyone has. It'd be great if Harry's horse can win. Jukebox Man.
Well, he's got every chance, by the way. You know, I'm asking everyone about the Gold Cup, and everyone says, well, yeah, the Jukebox Man's got a chance.
Yeah.
Harry's coming on Thursday, so he'll be so excited.
I heard you talking about Rebecca Curtis as well yesterday.
Rupert's Bird.
What do you mean?
That's why he's having the Botox, isn't it?
It's not.
He does. Yes, oh yes. He likes a bit of Rebecca.
Does he? I hope she's listening. If you're listening to Rebecca, can you come up and tell us if your horse is going to win?
Back pages now with Katie.
Hello, you two.
Katie,
hello.
What a magnificent outfit.
Thank you very much.
It's
How would you describe it to the listeners?
Plum. Professor Plum.
I've gone full Professor
in the library.
Plum, or as in the library with a candlestick. I would call it actually full Malbec. So I'm all
yeah.
A bottle of Malbec.
It's lovely.
Yeah, go that Malbec. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I wish I looked like that 5 a.m.
That's all right. I could dress you tomorrow.
Thanks.
No, you did look. You've got a lovely tie.
I in my shirt.
Hang on a minute. You missed that. You know,
What'd you say?
I could dress you tomorrow. You missed that.
No.
That went right over your head.
It did. She don't mean it.
Right back pages. Okay, what have we got? Okay, as I have no pages with me. But on the back page of The Sun, they've gone with Smells Like Tino's Spirit. This is ahead of Newcastle's game against Barcelona. Eddie Howe wants
Great game.
97 Nirvana. This is after he's called on Newcastle stars to summon the spirit of 97. Remember when Kenny Dalglish's side beat Barcelona 3-2?
What about Spria? His hat-trick.
Yeah, the hat-trick. Yes. Do you remember that night in 97, Alan?
Yeah, I remember it well.
Do you think they can do the same tonight? Obviously, big game.
Yeah, I think Premier League's proven. Look, you look at the teams left in the Champions League. There's a lot of English clubs left in it, and the league's the strongest league, isn't it? So they can beat anyone. I think anybody in the Premier League can beat anybody in the world.
Because Barca beat Newcastle earlier on the season in the group phases. So are Newcastle capable of turning it around? Because Barcelona, they're a decent side, but it is at St James's Park.
Yeah, do you know, I looked at the top scorers in the Champions League. Anthony Gordon's right up there, you know. I think he's got 10 goals. Lightning quick and on the break when they absorb pressure.
Well, Barcelona play high as well, don't they?
Yeah,
so he will get him behind.
Yeah, he's getting better and better for me. I know fans will come on and say he's not scoring like he was, but he is in the Champions League.
Why do you think that is?
Counter-attacking. You know, when you're taking the game to the opposition and you're having to play up against two big centre-halves and you're 10, 11 stone like he is, quick, it's difficult. But obviously when teams are coming at you and you're lingering on the halfway line and the ball's going in behind over the top, he can win a race against anyone. So he scores a lot of his goals outpacing people.
In terms of Eddie Howe, how much does he need this tonight?
He's got the strangest job, I think, ever. I don't know about what you think, Al. They seem to be the richest club in the world, but can't spend the money.
Yeah, it's weird.
And they lost Isaac, which has obviously cost them. Because I know people don't want to say it because they don't like the way he left, but they are missing Isaac. You know, Voltemada was scoring goals at the start of the season. They've dried up, and now you're looking, thinking, where's our centre forward? And to lose a player 130 million like that, I've managed 5 teams. And you're only as good as your strikers. I think any manager, if you ask any manager that comes here today, he'll say the same thing. Your strikers get you out of trouble.
Moving on to this story in the Times. No Rodri ban after the ref rant. So the FA charged Rodri £80,000 with misconduct after his comments. So he said, it's not just today, it's 2-3 games in a row. The referee has to be neutral, and for me, honestly, it's not fair. So this is after an interview basically going against the officials and saying that they weren't treating City fairly after their 2-2 draw against Spurs. So he's not got a game ban, which would be a massive boost for City, knowing that they're not going to lose him. But where do you sit on kind of players speaking badly about referees, and should they be charged this much? Should they get more game bans?
Well, when you've got a small squad, I'm a Man City haven't, but they've lost a few players. But if you've got a small squad, I worked it out when I was managing. If you keep accumulating yellow cards, just yellow cards, forget reds, it costs you points. I reckon, I managed one team, I reckon it cost us players getting suspended for stupid things, like 7 points in the season. It'll cost you. Because you're putting players in, it's a bit more difficult midfield players, but strikers, if you're missing strikers and goalkeepers or whatever, centre-halves, it'll cost you points. So I used to fine them for, if you throw the ball away, if you square up to people, dissent, stupid things, I used to fine the players, and I explained to them why. So it stopped stupid yellow cards. He shouldn't have said what he said. 80 grand's a lot, though.
Well, just briefly, because I've got to break, Dino. Refereeing standards at the moment, are they confused by the new rules, or are they just common sense out the window?
I think the rules are ridiculous. Do you know what handball is, Al?
No. No idea.
Well, what we used to do years ago was the referee would go, yeah, that was deliberate, or no, that was an accident, and that was it. Now, there's that many rules, like your arms in an unnatural position.
Where is it on the shoulder?
Yeah, is it above the sleeve, below the sleeve? The refs, we've had Jeff Winter on, Al. He doesn't know what handball is. What chance have we all got? There's too many rules, too many laws, they say.
Yeah, I agree. Right, coming up, we're going to ask a former Scottish FA chief, pardon me, whether big away allocation now is at the end of it after the game at Ibrox can be trusted. Can they be trusted? Of the old firm. I've seen some pictures online from the Celtic end of the ground. It's not good, guys. It's not good. I know it can only be about a dozen people do that, but it is not good. That's coming next.
When I saw the scenes, whether the scale of the scenes were back to the 80s or not, which is my argument that they clearly weren't, there was not a surprise in my mind that there was an issue when you've got the two sets of fans in a combustible environment and large amounts of the opposing side being in the away ground for the first time in significant years. I look at the rules and say, it's interesting about rules being quoted as the SFA enforcing a 20% rule around the stadium capacity, yet the rules in the SPFL require you to provide a certain amount of away fans for the SPFL games, and Rangers and Celtic seem to have ignored that for years. So I don't really understand why they couldn't have ignored it for this game and turned around and said, in the interests of what we think is common sense, right now we don't think it's appropriate to stick 7,500 fans in a football stadium from the opposition right now because we think it's going to lead to problems. Then you look beyond that and go, well, you could have ignored the rules if you wanted to, and that may be me being a little bit cheap on the observation, but notwithstanding it, it's still there. You then look at it and go, if you don't think this was surprising, you think it's disappointing. I bet if I ask Bill Leckie, put aside your disappointment and your unhappiness, are you inherently surprised? Well, probably not. So what was done to prevent it? What was done to ensure that prevention, whether prevention should have to be part and parcel of a bloody football match, is a different argument entirely. What we're dealing with now is another set of circumstances surrounding two football clubs that should be at the pinnacle of Scottish football for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. And you can't strip them out of the cup, because you strip them out of the cup, all of a sudden the commercial revenues of the cup come into play.
Exactly.
We've seen this situation. So what did you do, honestly, when you look down and distill it down to prevent this?
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy, and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Brilliant, the chain. Morning, talkSPORT breakfast with Alan Brazil and Dino, live from the Cheltenham Festival with Coral. Now listen up, F1 fans. We're sending 2 of you to the British Grand Prix on Sunday. It's July the 5th with a full racing green trackside experience. And by the way, it looks like an open season. Forget the general admission, we're getting exclusive grandstand seats, plus inner track access to watch the drivers roll into the paddocks. We'll get the whole day sorted for you with all day street food, a fully open bar, Barman Dave will love that, and more. It's the ultimate British Grand Prix completely on us. What about that? Here's how you enter. For your chance to win, text 8WIN, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. That's WIN 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call us 0343 418 7260. Lines closed 20th of March 2026, 4 p.m. And then you have to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. For your chance to win, text WIN 83338. And you can do that right now. Now, over the weekend, Dino, just having a look round. It's beautiful.
Set the scene. The sun's just coming up over the hills. There's a few horses having a little jog. They've got them out the stables this morning having a little warm-up. But the track...
Hamstring stretching, or...?
Yeah, like see them doing a few squats, the horses and everything, getting ready for the jumps. But the track looks
one said the other there, God, there's not too many rabbits about this morning, is there?
Do you know, I thought you put that music on there, that Formula 1 music for Ed Verstappen there. That's what you need, Ed. You need to get in a Formula 1 car.
No,
so
he
you're
doesn't.
trapped in, so he can't move his arms.
No, he doesn't. He's got one of them masseurs in his car. It's the only Nissan I know that's got a masseur in the back seat. he can't sit still.
Well, I mean, I hope that's not true, what you're saying. If you run a rabbit over, it's bad luck for poor rabbit. But it's bad luck for the day.
You don't accelerate into them, do you? You slow down. Give them a little toot-toot. Honestly, I can see it now, those beautiful eyes. The ears go right up. It goes up in his back legs and...
Ed Verstappen. Disgraceful.
Shocking.
Anyway, what a scene out there. Aren't we lucky we're here?
We are, and it's going to be a big crowd. Today's a great day. Tuesday and Friday are the best days, but today's a cracker. We'll come at that more later. It's a great racing today, Dino.
And if you win, it's a bonus. You know, it's the only place everybody turns up with a gambling plan, don't they? A system of winning. And after 3 races, you're just picking horses that...
Well, everyone's saying it's
someone's
very,
name.
Everyone's saying it's very, very even. You know, be careful. It's still tough to come away from Cheltenham with a few quid in your skyrocket. It's not easy, I promise you. Right over the weekend, here we go. The Old Firm was back in the headlines, but unfortunately, not for the right reasons. The game was murdered, by the way. Celtic winning in penalties, but the scenes at the end were ugly. Ugly, to say the least. Erupted in the Old Firm as Celtic secured the first Scottish Cup win at Ibrox for a long time.
The police have drawn their batons, and on come more supporters from the Rangers end. Oh, this is a tragedy for Scottish football. This has all been caused by the ultras at the Celtic end and then the Rangers ultras.
What are they doing inside a football stadium? Why wasn't that stopped? Why wasn't the police involved and these guys hiked out?
These two clubs have let us down as a nation. Both football clubs have to look at themselves. Both supporters have let themselves down. It's an embarrassment for Scottish football.
The clubs have tried to look the other way when there's been offensive banners and all the rest of it. It needs to end now.
It's just pure bitterness and hatred and sickness of the mind, to tell you the truth. You know what it's like? We want the fans into the game, but I tell you right now, they put that to bed.
Yeah, the first time I witnessed that was back in '82, I think it was, at Hampden. And the game, the game went the extra time. Celtic won it, and Celtic went up one end to celebrate, and maybe shouldn't have done. The bottles came from the Rangers fans, and the ones at the bottom of that end, Rangers supporters were getting hit, so they climbed out over the fence to get away from it. And once on the pitch, thought, aye. And they're charged at Celtic, and then Celtic fans piled horrendous. And then there was Hibs Rangers as well at Hampden. That was another bad one. But I thought we'd gone past all this now, Dino. I really did. And the police will probably say, we're outside waiting for trouble.
I think I listened to you yesterday and listened to Ali's opinion as well. And they've spoilt it for everyone, because I went to watch an Old Firm game.
They have now.
Graham Souness took me to watch one. It was brilliant. I'd never been. For the normal fan, it's a great occasion, Celtic Rangers. But I'm looking at the people running on the pitch. They look like a gang. They're all wearing the same outfits, black, with blue balaclavas on.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to make it a law that you can't wear a balaclava to a football match.
But where did the flares come from? How did they get the flares in there?
Well, they're going to have to... If you take a flare into a football club, into a stadium, or if you take anything that's going to damage anyone, you know when you watch what's happening in America, they seem to know where everyone is that they want to find. The police will know these people.
Yeah.
They'll know who they are. There's just a line you step
hope
over.
So. But then if they catch them, what do they do with them? Slap their wrists? There was around 7,500 Celtic supporters were inside the way end, but videos circulated online showing some fans forcing their way through the turnstiles. Wow. This is the Broom Loan stand. The Celtic end was left heavily damaged, and I've seen pictures of this, and first time I've seen that for a while, before it spilled over onto the pitch. John is now give the perspective of the officials in this situation. Former Chief Executive of the Scottish Football Association, you remember Gordon with Brighton and Rangers, Gordon Smith. Gordon, morning.
Morning, Gordon.
Morning, Alan. Morning, Dino.
Oh, Gordon, thank God we've got you, mate. We tried so many times yesterday. Gordon, I was just, it wasn't a classic by any any means the game, but the atmosphere was jumping. It went right down to the final wire. Celtic winning penalties, and then it all kicks off. I couldn't believe it. I was driving down to Cheltenham, Gordon, so I missed the actual pictures, but I was listening in horror, to be honest, about pitch invasions and scraps on the pitch. I thought that was all done and gone and dusted, Gordon.
It was shocking, Alan. It's a sad reflection of the game here in Scotland, because you say it wasn't a great match, but there was a bit of atmosphere about it. And because it was the bigger Celtic fan base than normally, they actually allowed the whole stand to be the Celtic fans. It created a better atmosphere, but then it was all ruined at the end, and that's going to stop this now. There's not going to be any fans. I would say at Old Firm games, there's not going to be any away fans in the future, and that's what's happened. And you know, it's a small minority that have ruined it really for all the other people, because other people enjoy that fact that when you go along to a game and there's fans from both teams there, and you get a bit of atmosphere. Because I was at once a game during the COVID time, and it was at Ibrox. There was no Celtic fans at all, and Celtic scored, and honestly, you would have thought, was that a goal there? Because it was silent. Yeah. You know what I mean? It takes away from the game totally.
Gordon, how difficult and how bad is it? These two groups of fans, one on the Rangers side, the Union Bears, one on the Celtic side, the Green Brigade. How do we stop this? You know, they'll claim we're mad Rangers, we go everywhere, or we're mad Celtic, we travel in Europe. But you know, clearly it's not football, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, they are saying that a lot to do. It's ultras now as well. I mean, so that's the thing as well. That you know, they're more just like that's the definition of what they do, and they attach it to Rangers and Celtic, just so that they've got somebody to get behind and get groups together and go to these sort of things, and that's what spoiled it. Because you know, as I say, it's small. It's not. Well, it's not a small group, but it's a minority group that are doing this, and they're ruining it for both clubs. So they're not really good fans in terms of what they're doing to the clubs, because they're actually stopping the clubs having normal crowds now. And that's going forward now. We're going to see a situation where I think the SFA are going to bring it in and say there's going to be no away supporters at Rangers Celtic games. The biggest problem they're ever going to have, suppose even in a year's time, Rangers and Celtic get into a cup final against each other. What would they do there? What are they going to do if it's a Rangers Celtic match at Hampden and it's half and half?
So Gordon, where do the police come in here? Pardon me. Where did the police come in here? I'm going back. Excuse me, to 82, when there was hundreds on the pitch battling out, and the police were all outside waiting for the fans to come out in case of trouble. When the actual pitch was on, the fight was on the pitch, and there was 4 police horses saved the day, to be honest. But I look at some of the stewards, it's not their fault, but can they stop grown men who want to go on the pitch, get away? Can they stop them? I don't think they can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a tough job because they're not in big money, the stewards, to be able to do that. And a lot of these fans, it was also brought forward, I think you mentioned it earlier, Alan, that a lot of the fans that were carrying weapons as well. So I think, how did they get into the ground with these? They're not getting stopped. And yet, stewards are under a lot of pressure. If he's in his own and there's 4 or 5 fans, what can a steward do? Nothing at all. And that's why it needed the police in there, and it probably needed them in at the end of the game rather than outside, which, as you said, because the Celtic fans weren't going to be released from the game. The Celtic fans don't get out of the game for a little while afterwards, because what they do is they make sure that they try and get rid of all the Rangers fans first and then let the away fans out. So the fans, the police maybe should have been out in the field waiting for something to happen there prior to that.
Yeah. Gordon, just a quickie. Do you think we'll get a response from Rangers or Celtic today?
I don't think so. They're a bit slow. I'm not sure they know what they're going to do about it, because they know it's a matter of dealing with their own fans. But I think at the end of the day, I think that they'll probably get more of a response from the SFA to say this is where we're going forward, because we can't have Old Firm games now where both sets of fans at it, and that's the sad thing that's going to happen. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see that.
Gordon, it's crazy. Great to talk, mate. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks, Gordon.
Gordon Smith there, ex-SFA, and of course Brighton Rangers. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? It is in this day and age.
Can't they just ban them for life. Like, I mean, say Celtic have got 3 million supporters around the world,
Yeah.
and Rangers have got the same. There's probably 400 or 500 people on the pitch ruining it for 6 million people who want to watch the game. Can't they just single them out and then punish them heavily and ban them for life?
Oh, well, you'd hope. Look, at the end of the day, I've said before, Dino, and you know what it's like, Swansea, Cardiff, and that's lively. I had no problem as a kid growing up with a rivalry, sing the songs for 90 minutes, and then get home. Next day, you're back to normal. Your mates are all Rangers, or their mates are Celtic, and you get on with life. But it's quite clearly
Never wore balaclavas.
no, and you never took a missile into the ground, did you? Flares and stuff like that. They've got to stop it, honestly. Huge show for you live here at Cheltenham Races, as we've joined a man who knows a thing or two about riding a winner around here.
It's synchronised and long run, battling up the hill, synchronised, and synchronised is powering away for John Joe O'Neill. What a story! Brilliant from Tony McCoy.
Yeah, John Joe was in great form yesterday up at Jack Does Castle. Looked really, really well. Was looking forward to the week at Cheltenham, but more than one or two of these horses in the big handicaps got balloted out, so they won't run. That's really disappointing. You train it for its peak, the horse, and then you don't get in the race, So John Joe was a little bit disappointed with that. A Cheltenham legend and truly racing royalties for AP McCoy. We'll talk to Tony a little bit later. Plus, we'll get stuck into tonight's Champions League. We won't forget that. With former Newcastle midfielder Lee Clark, former Spurs defender Sebastian Bassong, and Liverpool ledge Mark Lawrenson. That was our breakfast preview. We're good friends at Travis Perkins. Just gone 7:15.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Wrexham boss Phil Parkinson said he was proud of his team's performance.
Yeah, listen, we've got to be immensely pleased with the performance tonight. In so many aspects of the display were good. The way we pressed, the structure, because it's not just about pressing, it's when to press, it's the communication. But some of the football we played as well, I thought was really good. And I stressed in the press conference and to the lads yesterday, we weren't coming into this game just to stop Chelsea. We were coming into it to play ourselves. And we've gone toe-to-toe. We really have. I felt second half we were going to win the game. I could feel it. I really was very confident on the touchline. And moments have gone against us tonight. And it's our first taste of VAR here at the racecourse. And, it takes a bit of getting used to, because those decisions will be, certainly the send-off, I think, will be a big talking point.
Yeah, I think Phil's called it perfectly there. He's talked about the decisions and what had happened during the game, big moments. And, yeah, look, they 1-0 up, pegged back 1-1. Go 2-1 up, get pegged back 2-2. And I've got to say, the second goal, which is so often the lad Doyle who scored, it was a deflection from a shot. And them goals are quite clever goals, because if you just divert the ball as it's coming to you, that it beats any goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper's going one way. And if you get a slight deflection on it, it gets diverted into the bottom corner. And I thought they just absolutely matched Chelsea in every way, shape and form. And
Bright eyes, burning like fire. Bright eyes, how can you close and fade? How can the light that burns so brightly suddenly burn so pale? Bright eyes.
Certainly pale now.
Oh,
I can't.
sad.
I'm gutted. I'm gutted. Where I live, I've got loads, and you're meant to, cull them, get rid of them. I can't.
They're harmless
And
rabbits, aren't
Ed, with no guilt at all.
I think it's a complete accident. They come from under the hedges and they're out in front of you.
He was right in the middle of the road. I went, Ed, watch the bunny.
What, you drove towards it?
Accelerated.
No. I'm not. You can't say that.
This poor bunny on his back legs, eyes wide open, ears in the air, splat.
We're going to get the RSPCA onto us, Al.
Well, I'll give them Ed's number. He's banging out of order.
Oh.
Hello, you two.
Let's try and get on with the show.
So much rabbit chat.
Katie, Katie, give us a little description outside the window. How nice is that?
This is absolutely beautiful. It's the earliest time I've ever been to Cheltenham, with the sun coming up over the hill. It's so quiet.
It's not any hill. It's Cleve Hill.
Cleve Hill. It's very peaceful, very quiet. It was pitch black when we walked in, probably one of the first people here. But to think, come lunchtime, there'll be 65,000 people here, with the drinks flowing, bets being placed everywhere. I think it's really, really peaceful at the moment.
Everyone comes with a plan as well, don't they?
Have you come with a plan? What's your plan?
Yeah, you do. And after 3 races, you just pick a horse that sounds like someone you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one thing is for sure, it wouldn't be the Cheltenham Festival without this man, the king of Cheltenham.
Hear ye, hear ye. Welcome to the talkSPORT breakfast show live from the Cheltenham Festival. All rise for the King of Cheltenham, Alan Brazil. What's that? What? I'm very sorry to say, there's no sign of him yet. Where is he? Send the horse and chariot out to find him.
Are you fit for Cheltenham? Benny, do you think Big Al is actually going to make all 5 days at Cheltenham?
Absolutely, he's the king of Cheltenham.
Like a true royal, he's prone to the odd scandal.
I'll tell you what, someone mentioned Cheltenham without Big Brazil and I told them, you winded me up.
Jay, don't worry, mate, don't worry. I've checked the satellites. Making its way to the Guinness village. But it's there, Jay!
Brazil has a chance. Brazil is trying to get through now. It's going to be very close.
All hail the King of Cheltenham! He's here, into the studio with you.
He's here!
Stop whinging, get on with it.
Let's get this show on the road. All hail King Alan Brazil!
Well, that horse getting up was 4 years ago, can you believe it? Brazil getting up to beat Gaelic Warrior, who's favourite for the Gold Cup, Gaelic Warrior.
Yeah, I heard you talking about it with John Joe.
Yeah, he's got a big chance, Gaelic Warrior. If he's back to his best, he'll just about go. Well, he could break Harry's heart, Harry Redknapp.
Is it worth, Al, having a bet on Sean Bowen?
Without a doubt. He's not the winner at Cheltenham.
That's what I mean. Surely his time's up.
He will do. He's a Welshman. You've got to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down that route today. I'm going to back every horse that he's riding. You'll get one.
Yeah. Katie, what we got?
Okay, so we don't have a crown for you, King of Cheltenham, but we do have this.
I hate it when she brings these bags in.
This is the largest care package because, it's going to be a big week for you. And so here are some of the goodies in here. You've already got your Brocker on the side. And I would like to say that the team...
She's just about to pull a rabbit from the hat. You've not...
So we've got a Brocker here. Dino, you just asked for one of those.
Yeah.
Tissues. There we go.
Yeah.
Got an oxygen tank just next to the Guinness pump as well. And your favourite... Bobbins.
Oh,
very nice.
Have you got a defibrillator?
Oh, actually, which do you prefer, custard creams or bourbons?
No, bourbons.
Bourbons. Okay, well, I've got custard creams as well. We've got a whole bag of goodies.
What did you say there, Dino? Have you got a what?
Defibrillator.
A what?
Defibrillator.
analemsip.
You are having a go, Katie.
This is really... This is
Hope your husband's not listening.
No, what?
So,
I didn't mean that.
The talkSPORT Alan Brazil emergency grab bag is here for you all week.
Ah, good girl.
Any aspirins in there?
Probably.
Just in case.
It's so heavy. It's got everything you can imagine and loads of biscuits and goodies, which you can delve into, I'm sure.
Right, plenty to come. I'm just looking. Oh, Harry Redknapp, Fergie's got runners. It's brilliant for football. You know, the involvement in racing. Michael Owen as well. Michael was on with us a few days ago. He had a winner at Kempton, and then went to weigh in. It was a £1.5 short. Lost the race.
Oh, did
gutted? Absolutely gutted.
He's put everything into that. He loves it, doesn't he?
He does love it.
If you asked him, he loves racing more than football.
Well, he would do now, yeah. Right, coming up, we'll talk to Rupert Bell coming up around 7:15. Dom King, who likes his GGs. And we'll talk to Little Sam as well. talkSPORT's chief football commentator. Some big games this week, isn't there? 2 minutes to 7.
Has the hiring of Edu destabilised the best season in a generation at Nottingham Forest? And how much responsibility does Evangelos Marinakis have to take for it? We understand that he's been told to stay away from the City ground, pending a termination of his contract at the end of the season. I know that Forest fans will be reluctant to criticise Marinakis, but is this a mess of his own making? Because he had a manager who was very successful, almost took them to the Champions League. He started to interfere, and all of a sudden they ended up dropping down eventually into the Europa League, but then they lost to Nuno Espirito Santo very quickly. So is this got to be on Marinakis' shoulders?
Of course it is. And do you blame Nuno Santo when you've got a sporting director coming in and probably not giving you a say on any players that you're bringing in? What do you expect as a manager? And if you speak to the older generation of managers, they'll say, what? Someone's telling me what players are coming in, and then I'm going to
That
get
is
judged.
the way of the world now, though.
I know,
isn't it?
but then is that fair as a manager? Like we said in previous shows, sporting directors should be coming on and doing press. You're the one bringing in the players. The manager's doing the best they can with these players. They might have wanted 10 other players that you have said no to. Some of the players that they brought in Nottingham Forest, Douglas Luiz on loan didn't work. Zinchenko on loan didn't work. Amari Hutchinson, 37.5 million. Only one Premier League goal in 22 appearances. McAtee, 30 million. Hasn't worked. Ndoye hasn't worked. Bakwa hasn't worked.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pitodry on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
After 7 o'clock, beautiful out there, sun's up over Cleve Hill. It's a beautiful morning. We are expecting a wee bit of drizzle though, Dino, so have you got a raincoat with you?
I haven't, no, Al, but I'm looking at I think it must be the stewards walking the course there. They've got forks just testing the ground, so the horses are jogging. Yeah, what a sight. Hopefully it doesn't pour down with rain.
I think it's gonna drizzle. I think we're in for a little bit of rain, but listen, I've been hearing the snow. I have.
Snow?
Cheltenham, yeah, when I first came here. I always remember a horse called Half Free won the last race. Yeah, in the snow.
Well, remember we had the wind? Remember that year when it was blowing a gale?
Yeah.
They had to cancel it.
Yeah, Rupert's mate, the steward, he says, well, it's too dangerous. I'm like, well, I don't see any marquees flying about. What do you mean it's too dangerous?
Talk to the devil, I've just seen Rupert.
Oh, yeah.
He looks really well.
Does he?
He looks really young.
Well, he spent about 18 grand so far, I'm told.
Has he?
Yeah, over in Greece, yeah. Anyway, we'll leave Botox Bell out of it at the moment. talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil and Dean Saunders, live from the Cheltenham Festival with Coral, day one, of course. On the way for you this morning, we're going to be touching base with our resident Posh Sports correspondent and commentator for the week's racing. See if we can finally get any of his predictions right. You mentioned Bo and the jockey, not had a winner here. Neither has Rupert. Rupert Ding Dong Bell is coming up shortly and will be joined by one of Cheltenham's finest. A jockey's won 31 races right here. Magnificent. Mr. A.P. McCoy will be with us. All that and more to come, but now let's preview the Champions League with TNT Sports. And what a night we have in store for you.
Breakfast football preview on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Get the UEFA Champions League, Emirates FA Cup and Adobe Women's FA Cup all in one place. TNT Sports, not normal. Subscription required, 18 plus, terms and conditions apply.
Yep, that's right. Liverpool, Spurs, Newcastle are all in action. Live across the talkSPORT network on a huge European night of football.
It is the competition that all the big guns want to win.
That is Marcus Rashford rolling back the years. It's a win for Barcelona.
Galatasaray beat Liverpool by a goal to nil.
Here comes Barnes, deep from deep and scores. Here's Lookman on a hat-trick, edge of the penalty area, taking on Satsova and firing in.
Atletico are really strong at home.
Spurs are in such trouble, so devoid of confidence.
Vitinha right through the middle, tucks it into the corner.
Onto his right foot, he shoots and seals it for Chelsea. João Pedro rolls it home. Now Eza, right-footed, blasts it into the top right-hand corner.
City side without Erling Haaland need to make something very special happen away to Real Madrid.
Sent it towards the far edge of the area, and arriving late was Valverde, and what a volley into the corner.
Champions League football is back.
So, Dino, how big a night is tonight for Liverpool? They're on their way back a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, still not playing like they can play, but got some results. This is a big game, though, because obviously I've looked at the league table this morning, Al, the whole league table. And if you just walk up and you say, and you're a supporter of any of the clubs in the Premier League, there's only a few clubs in there that would say, I'm not happy where we are right now. Obviously, the bottom five would probably say it. Liverpool would probably say, I'm not happy where we are in the league. But the rest, Man City are right up there, Arsenal right up there. So this game, they can't win the league. So this game tonight is obviously I played for both clubs, so I know what it's like to play for them in Istanbul, and I know what it's like to play against them. So they've obviously beaten Liverpool 1-0 in the group stages. Galatasaray have got some really good players. They walk in the Turkish league at the minute. Osimhen can score against anybody.
Should be here, Premier.
Yeah, he should be. But for some reason, he went to Galatasaray. Something to do with the financial fair play or something he couldn't get out. But if they come away from tonight's game with a 0-0, I think it'll be a good result for Liverpool. Winning the game would be great, but Galatasaray, unpredictable. Man City beat them, but they beat Juventus, obviously. They can beat anybody on the day.
Do you start, and be honest, because I've already said my bit, do you start Mo Salah or not?
Yeah. He scored 9 goals this season, which is, for him, is way short of what he normally gets. There's mitigating circumstances for why he's not playing well for me. Obviously, he's missing Trent. You can go on 4 or 5 things which are a bit different, the style of play. But he scored 254 goals, Al. When you think Wayne Rooney got 253 for Man United in 127 games more to get there, he's got more goals than Dennis Law, he's got more goals than George Best, he's got more goals than Bobby Charlton, and they've got statues of him at Old Trafford. He should have a statue made of...
He's been brilliant. He's been a magnificent servant, but I think he's off the ball at the moment. I really do.
He's not playing like he has, but form is temporary, class is permanent. And for me, I'd leave Gakpo out before I'd leave Mo Salah out.
Would you?
Yeah. And the young kid, he's doing great every time he comes on, and he goes at people. And you know, it was nice to watch Leeds. We talked about Leeds. It was nice to watch Leeds, the 2 wingers going at the fullbacks and taking them on, Dan James and Conto on the other side. And this young kid comes on and he goes at people. So Liverpool, I've lost that with Diaz used to do it. So I would start Mo Salah every day. I'd find it hard if I was a manager to leave him out my team.
Okay, right. For a little bit more in all tonight's action and last night, he was at the London Stadium for West Ham's penalty win against Brentford. Big result for West Ham, that is. I think that gives them confidence. Let's bring our chief football commentator, little Sam Matterface. Sam, morning.
Morning, Sam.
Good morning to you. I hope you're well. You look like you're enjoying yourselves as always down at Cheltenham, which is nice. The weather looks good so far. I heard you say there's a little bit of drizzle. Is that going to affect your punting, Al?
I don't know. I don't think I'm having a bet today. I'm not allowed to talk about rabbits anymore, so I'm not going to, and I don't think I'll be having a bet. It's bad luck when you know, a DJ Ed, bang out of order.
I'm all in on the new Lion today, Sam. I've decided to put all my money on the new Lion. Yeah, my favourite horse.
All right. Good luck to you. Hope it works.
Thanks.
Let's start with Liverpool, who made the tough trip to Istanbul tonight, a place where they've already lost this season, of course. How big a test is this, Sam?
It's a massive test because, as you well know, they're very unpredictable, Galatasaray. You don't know what you're going to get. I think there's been a couple of occasions this season where we've seen Arne Slot's team go away, really stiffen themselves up and come up with a bit of a shock result. They went to Marseille. They egged out a 1-0 win earlier in the season. They're not going to be able to do that, especially without Alisson Becker. Goalkeeper's not travelled. That's a big problem for them. Federica Chiesa hasn't travelled as well. Less so of a problem, but it does reduce the options as to who you would change Mo Salah for. So I think it's going to be a tough task for them, especially when you look back at the record that Juventus have had in this Champions League season, where they've scored so many goals. They thrashed Juventus at home, didn't they? 5-2 in their knockout playoff round first leg game, and then had to endure a bit of a barrage when they went to Turin, but still had the propensity to come up with enough to beat them in extra time. So they're a good team. They've got lots of weapons. Baris Alper Yilmaz on that right-hand side can cause some serious problems, incredibly fast. You've got Akun, who was once on loan at Leicester City, Lang, Osman, all big players who can cause big teams problems. And look, you've already mentioned they're walking the Turkish league. They've hardly lost a game so far this season at home. In fact, they've lost just 2 of the last 22 home matches, which tells you how difficult the task is going to be for Liverpool.
The game I'm looking forward to, and we'll come to Tottenham in a moment, is Newcastle-Barcelona. Barcelona with that high line, can Newcastle catch them out?
Well, 3 of Newcastle's last 5 home results were defeats in which both teams scored. So they like a little bit of chaos. And I've mentioned this a few times in commentary. The Newcastle are better suited to matches where the game just gets completely misshapen and it goes end to end. Look, they've definitely got weapons to hurt Barcelona if they do play a high line. And I did say when the draw came out that actually Newcastle wouldn't be too perturbed by it, because Hansi Flick is wedded to this system. He's wedded to this style of play, and he won't change no matter what the circumstances. So it could be a route to success for Eddie Howe and his team. But they haven't been consistent enough, Newcastle, every time they put together a decent result. And they have put some good results on the board this season. They've followed it up with a disappointing defeat, or they've let themselves down in the next game. And finding that consistency is going to be really key. Look, they're a good team, Barcelona, but they can be got at. So I think it's one of those games where Newcastle have got to get something from the first leg, because it's going to be incredibly difficult next week when they go to Catalonia.
Yeah.
And Sam, the other game tonight, Atletico Madrid against Spurs. Spurs in a crisis. Where are you on this one? Do they need this game tonight?
You know what? Atletico Madrid are 2 teams all in one. Diego Simeone has constructed a team that is very different to the way that it has been over the course of, what is it, 45 years that he's been in charge now. I think he's been longer as the Atletico boss than Alan has doing the breakfast show. He's been there for so long. But whereas they've always sort of been renowned for their dogged defence, they're a little bit more leaky at the back. And sometimes they can look like the best Atletico Madrid that he has ever constructed by the way they go forward. And sometimes they can look like the absolute worst. But at home, at the Metropolitano, where they've won 17 of their last 19 against a Tottenham Hotspur team that at the moment don't look like they could win a raffle, even if they bought all the tickets, I think it's going to be very difficult.
Sam, look forward to it tonight. Thank you. If you can't watch it, by the way, then talkSPORT will, of course, have you covered with 5 Champions League commentaries across tonight and tomorrow. Stream the UEFA Champions League, Europa League and Conference League live from TNT Sports on Discovery Plus, or watch TNT Sports channel on EE, Sky and Virgin Media.
Breakfast football preview on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Get the UEFA Champions League, Emirates FA Cup and Adobe Women's FA Cup all in one place. TNT Sports, not normal. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Igor Tudor, the same Igor Tudor, concentrated in taking whatever positives he could find out of that result.
They're disappointed, they wanted more. We are aware of that. We also want to give more. Unfortunately, this is the moment that we pay everything. Maybe it will sound strange, but I believe more after this game than I believe before. I saw something. I need to choose the right guys. Because the boat, I said, now is going in the direction that I want to go, that need to go, and who is in the boat can stay. Otherwise, can bow down. How you say that? Leave the boat. So when the other players will come back and choosing the rights, I'm sure that we'll have a good teams and the victory will come back.
That was Igor Tudor grasping onto the positives as he saw them after the home defeat to Palace. But Simon, I think, if I remember rightly, you said if they lose to Fulham, they lose to Palace in mortal danger.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they've got. I mean, the only thing that will keep Spurs up this moment in time is the other teams beneath them don't close the gap, because right now the only thing that's holding them up is the other team's previous performance. I mean, there's not a lot he can take from the Palace game. He went hard after the players. So and it didn't get much of a reaction, did it? So that to me was him looking at things saying, okay, well, I said what I said. It didn't get me very much. So I'm going to have to perhaps change tack and say I saw something.
myself, so I'm gonna let her do all the talking. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I came across a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. Ooh, ooh.
7:21 talkSPORT breakfast. With Arnold Clark Rewards events, save up to £500 on thousands of cars. Alan Brazil and Dean Saunders here. Right, Katie's back with us for a bit of this. What we got?
Okay.
I put a spell on you. Spell on you.
Yes, so it's a massive week of racing right here at Cheltenham, and it all kicks off today. So it's time for an edition of Curse of the Racing Commentator to preview those races and give us a pick. We're pitting Big Al against talkSPORT's racing commentator, Rupert Red Wine Bell. Rupert, hello.
Red wine? We've never met. You've gone straight hot deep.
I'm actually come dressed as a Malbec.
Especially as she looks like a bottle of red wine.
Today, look.
Very good, very good.
Well, Dino called me Professor Plum, but I've upgraded to a Malbec.
Well, yes. You've obviously been watching Cluedo. But anyway, there we go.
I must say, Rupert, you're looking younger and younger every time I see you.
Don't you start. There's
no,
nothing...
he is, isn't he?
Come on.
Don't he look younger?
Well, you're looking older and older. You need to go to Athens like me.
Al.
Morning, Al.
Rupert, why do you go to, on a serious note,
can we talk about racing,
You've got
please?
your EasyJet flights,
that's perfect.
You've got your taxis, you've got the clinic, you've got the hotel. It's got to be cheaper here, somewhere in Cheltenham.
It's got lovely food in Athens. I love a meze.
Well, I got to say, it's doing you good because there's not a wrinkle on your face.
Well,
perfect. Smile.
You
Smile. Try smiling.
You need some.
I need more than that. The only thing is, you look a cross between Pete Burns and Katie Price.
Oh,
I think you've had too much.
Rupert, don't listen to him. You look magnificent. Okay.
That's a worrying analogy. Aren't we supposed to be here to talk about racing rather than my...
I shouldn't mention it, but Rupert has been about.
Okay.
To bring that up, Katie, what we got? Come on.
Okay, you're on the Kemi. Okay, so
here
is how the game works to save you both. Alan and Rupert, you'll have 20 seconds to discuss 3 of the races that are live on talkSPORT this afternoon in H&J. So you need to select for us your winner for each race and why you fancy that horse. You will get 3 points for first place, 1 point if the horse places. So the first race coming up at 1:20 is the Supreme. So you're going to be picking your winner for that one. Alan, who are you going with?
Well, I'm going to be boring, as Rupert says, but I do fancy Nicky Henderson's Old Park Star. I think he's unbeaten. I think he's got form here. The tapes go up, the roar of the crowd. I think he gets us off to a flyer.
No chance. Well, I suppose he got a chance, but I'm going to go for Sober Glory, which is completely apt for you, Alan.
Where did that?
Especially this week, he's doing.
Yeah, well, forever. You know, you're a new man, and Sober Glory, I think, is a big each-way play.
Trained by who?
Philip Hobbs and Johnson White. Big price, has been, I think, is under the radar and will run a huge race. Sober Glory, each way, definitely.
Dino, where do you sit on this?
Difficult to pick the winner. There's so many good horses on show. 28 races, great horses. But I'm going to... I think I'll go with Alan because Old Park Star's class. And I hope Nicky Henderson gets off to a good start. He's had some bad luck.
Yeah.
Hasn't he? A lot of bad luck. And I really hope he does well. But I'm going to back Al Kairos.
Okay, next up, we've got the Arkle at 2 o'clock. So, Alan, off you go.
To be honest, a great race. It really is. Willie Mullins, you've got to look at. I think would he be favourite, Rupert? Kopek, De Borge, would he be favourite?
Probably
64, 74.
Yeah, well, there's vying for favouritism with Lolamba.
Well, I'm going to do Lolamba. I'm going to go against Kopek. I think that might be. Is that Simon Munir's horse? My friend from Monaco, big Arsenal fan, so he'll be celebrating in a moment.
No, it's not. Lolamba is the.
Not Lolamba, the other one.
What? Kopek De Borge?
Yeah.
Where is it?
You're going with Kopek De Borge?
No, I'm going with Lolamba.
Right, who are you going for?
Oh, well, I'm going to go for Kopek De Borge.
Okay, give us your reason why. You've got
just Willie Mullins, class act. Hasn't run much, but still looks to me.
Well, how's he going to win this then if he hasn't won much?
Run much. But he has every right. Willie Mullins will have this horse primed and ready to go.
I'm going to go with Kopek De Borge. Lolamba's a stayer and it runs forever at a certain pace, but Kopek De Borge's quick. So I'm going to go, the ground's good, I'm going to go for Kopek De Borge.
Well, he's a quicker jumper, but Lolamba is a big horse.
Yeah.
And if he gets going round that hill and into the straight and he's there, he's got every chance.
He has a flat spot, doesn't he, during the race?
You've been listening to talkSPORT yesterday.
No.
Well, and the ground is just on the soft side. It really has dried out, and it's an incredible amount. The rain we've had in the winter in these parts, but I can't believe that it's only just good to soften. Even talking of watering, which is just bonkers, given we spent most of the winter dodging showers and heavy rain.
Okay, finally we've got the champion hurdle at 4 o'clock. Alan.
I'm going to go the new line, Dan Skelton. I think the new line, by the way, this is wide open. I think it's a cracking race. Champion hurdle, I know where Rupert's going. I don't know about Dean. Lossiemouth, if she's back to best, would have a big chance favourite. But I'm going to go home. I'm going to go for a home win here. The new line and Dan Skelton.
And I'm going to go for Golden Ace to prove that last year, okay, people say she was lucky to win last year after the Constitution Hill and State Man both fell. But she has barely put a foot wrong. She was beaten out of sight by Sergino, but there's nothing of that quality in the race. That's why Golden Ace is definitely a very strong each-way play.
I'm going to say Golden Ace is consistent horse that will, what you're going to get out of it. Brighter Days Ahead is a class horse. Lossiemouth is a class horse, but I'm going to go for my favourite, the new line. Won last year, and I think it can do it again.
Oh, very good. Okay, that concludes day one of the Curse the Racing Commentator. Did you enjoy that? There we go. I'm going to take all my tips from you guys today.
Don't. We've only just met, okay? Please, keep this friendship going.
Did you know Rupert's in line for the throne, Katie? Talking to royalty. Yeah, he's about 118th in line for the throne.
So there's time.
There was rumours that my grandfather was sired by Edward VII, but my mother strongly denied that fact.
Right.
Okay. To use a horsey term. Okay?
I've heard some. I've heard some rubbish.
Hey, you're getting nearer. They're dropping like flies. You're getting nearer to the throne.
I swear. Where did that come from?
Was
that your grandfather who was a spy?
Yes. He was head of MI6 in the Second World War.
Was he really?
And there was rumours that he was, as I say, Edward VII.
I can
Tinker, Tailor, soldier, spy. I know you were the tinker, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I can tell you're part of the royal family. You've just got that look about you. That way about you.
Just full of.
Is that how you qualify?
He's full of rubbish, basically, Dean. Yeah, I'm just full of Botox.
Ask him who you went to school with.
Who'd you go to school with?
Lots of people. Crown Prince Jigme Wanchuk, King of Bhutan.
Did you?
Yes.
And what other man did you go with? Royalty?
Quite a few others. I used to play second row with one member of the royal family who's a bit disgraced at the moment. But anyway, there we go.
Was you in Eton or one of them?
No.
What school was it?
It was a prep school. It's called Heatherdown.
Dino says he's brought his Eton tie today, just to dress up for the occasion.
For you, that, Rupert.
Well, that looks like a club tie.
But
what you've got to do is you've got to do the button up, Dean. That's otherwise it's scruffy.
We can't do it up. That's the problem.
I can't do it up. Do you know what would go nice with that shirt you got on?
Yeah, what?
An iron.
Rupert, how come then when you went to all these fancy schools, your poor son ended up going to Newbury Comprehensive?
He didn't.
Rubbish.
He didn't.
He went to normal school.
What, Ollie?
Yeah.
He went to. He got a drama scholarship to Oundle. Never did any acting.
Drama?
Yeah. Well, he was my son. There's plenty of drama around, but anyway, there we go. Thank you, Alan, for that abuse again. So, never mind.
You're so easy to get things out, Rupert. Okay, coming up to 7:30.
It was pathetic yesterday. Absolutely pathetic, lads.
Yeah, very true, mate.
Shocking. So, all right, so where are you off now? You off to the airport?
I'm at West Ham tonight, and then I've got a good couple of days, mate. I'm Atletico Madrid, Spurs, and then Real Madrid, Manchester City, both in Madrid. So I'm having a wee chat. I'm maybe get back on Friday, but I don't know, mate. But you'll be carrying a can, no problem at all with those.
Well, Andy's coming Friday as well, so we're going to have
brilliant.
We're going to have a great week. It's very foggy at the moment, but that doesn't matter. That'll lift by the time the tapes go up on Tuesday in the Supreme. Can't wait, really can't wait. It's going to be such an open, good racing as well, and loads of
fantastic,
fans. I've had so many calls and texts. Can you get me a ticket? I'm coming down. Crikey.
Yeah.
So many people coming. It's going to be magic.
He's like ticket taking you are.
I know.
It's going to be amazing, lads. I was listening to the show this morning. The show's been brilliant. John, it's a great spot you've got there, obviously. I heard Simon on. I mean, the build-up's just going to be fantastic. I can guarantee you'll be watching it. Mark will be there. We'll have the phone and the iPads out and we'll be watching it, mate. So, best of luck to you all, you
Ali,
boys.
what about Ali, those games in Madrid, what are you thinking?
Oh, crikey. I mean, you'd be a brave man that would say Atletico Madrid won't beat Spurs, do you know what I mean? To be honest with you. Yeah. And then the other one, Andy, Ray, I think Real Madrid have got problems, I really do. Well-documented problems. I could see actually City winning the game. I think City will go through in the tie. I could actually see them winning the game in Madrid, to tell you the truth.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Good morning, talkSPORT breakfast with me, Brazil. It's not Bonanza, Dino.
I thought it was Bonanza.
No.
Horse Cartwright, remember him?
No, yeah, do. Put up a few pounds overweight. Dino live from the Cheltenham Festival with Coral. Now, former United captain and Premier League winner Stevie Bruce was on the H&J show yesterday and told the story of coaching Dino, the Diva Saunders.
First bit of management was Dean Saunders, you know, where we're playing Bristol City away, and he's due to play. He's playing. I'm the manager, and I haven't played for a few months, and I'm player manager. Anyway, I could hear him walking down the tunnel, walking down the hotel, and this was about an hour, and he was whistling away and singing away, and I said, Dino, we're not leaving for another hour. Why you got your bags? He said, nobody told you. I says, told me what? He says, I've just signed for Benfica. I says, what? You signed for Benfica? He says, yeah, I'm on the Happers 3 from Heathrow.
Thanks.
He says, thanks ever so much, Steve. Pleasure meeting you. And walks out through the door.
Ah, it's true.
Well, there you go. That's football now. It's a disgrace.
Do you know the best one, Al? Steve, his first job, right? Manager of Sheffield United, player manager. So we booked a trip to Italy for 10 days, right? We get there, and I think Jim Barron, who was the assistant before Steve gets there, he's booked the trip. So when we get there, Steve's had nothing to do with the organisation. So we get to the hotel, no air conditioning. Honestly, it's in Parma. It's boiling hot. And we played the same team 3 times, right? All waiters. The same centre forward played in all 3 games for 3 different teams. And Steve goes, right, he's got John Dean with him as assistant. So we've got an experienced team, Paul McGrath, Gareth Taylor, Nicky Marker, Graham Stewart. He comes up with, you can have it's a 9 o'clock kickoff. He goes, right, you can have 1 drink and then everybody to bed. And the boys have gone, no, we didn't kick off. Bed by 12. He went, I said, we didn't kick off till 9. So we're like, oh, so the boys have gone, no, come on, we'll have another one. So we're sitting there and we have another one. And he comes over, he goes, that's it. Last one, and then bed. So we have another one. and the boys start going after 2. They're going, blank him, just ignore him. Right, so we had another one. John Dean comes over. That's it. Get to bed. Sprucey comes over. The lot of you, get to bed or I'll see you downstairs in the morning. We'll do some running. So we went to bed. And Chris Wilder has walked up the stairs in the hotel with a crate of lager. And Brucey came out of his bedroom and goes, where are you going with that? And Chris Wilder went, I don't know. So he gave the beer out, so everybody's had a few beers. 9 o'clock in the morning, Brucey downstairs in reception. He runs us up this hill. It's about a mile up this hill and back down. And he goes, right, we're going again. And as he goes up the hill again, he was sick. It's Brucey, he was sick everywhere. We were all crying. He couldn't speak. He was going, whoa, like he made him, because he'd had a few pints as well. He made himself, that was his first job. But that story he told there. The club sold me to Benfica without telling him. And they said to me, get to Heathrow, we're off.
Shocking.
Yeah, so...
Do you enjoy it over there?
Benfica, brilliant, yeah. I mean, there's 90,000 people in the stadium, trained on the stadium every day.
That's a red stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, the Stadium of Light. Well, I was in the old one, but the Stadium of Light where... and I watch, you know that eagle they have on the shirt? Well, that used to train as well. So the bloke was up in the back of the stand.
What, the eagle had a couple of pints as well?
the eagle used to fly and get birds, you know, that were on the pitch. So that's where they trained it. But great club. Sporting Lisbon, another great club. And Porto with the other team, which had the referees boxed off, by the way.
Oh, steady.
I'm just saying.
Right, the Champions League is back tonight, live on talkSPORT. Liverpool have a tricky trip to another of your old stomping grounds, do you know, Galatasaray. Let's bring in the Daily Mail's Merseyside writer Dom King for more. Dom, a very, very good morning. I believe it's Andy Slott's 100th game in charge as well.
Yes, it is.
Morning, Dom.
A very good morning to both of you. I've brought the weather that you normally talk about. I've brought the scene for you here.
It's going to shower a wee bit, but I think we're okay today.
We'll be all right.
You have turned up, though, in a blue outfit. What's all that about?
It's a navy blue jacket.
Liverpool fan?
No, the... You've turned up in a blue suit.
I know.
The suit's in the car. I was running up to make sure. Anyway, I'm doing a lap of the course before we start. Anyway, no, tonight, 100th game, and if he gets a win, he becomes the most successful Liverpool manager in terms of wins in their first 100 games.
So why are some people still quite jury in and out with Arnie?
I think it's just been a very difficult season, Al, in terms of things haven't gone how anybody envisaged from the start. There's been a number of issues all the way through, fitness, form, And the style of play, people have been talking about the style of play.
And that stat you just come out with there is a bit false, really, because he walked into a Rolls Royce. So his start...
He still got to win the games, though.
Yeah, but he hit the... Jurgen Klopp walked into a bit of a mess.
No, that's true. Yeah,
he's walked into a ready-made product, which is probably the best job you could ever walk into at the time.
Oh, it was a fabulous opportunity for him. But listen, the man needs to be given absolute credit for what he did last season. They were terrific.
Yeah, I agree.
Deserved champions, had it won long way out. But you know, there's still plenty to play for this season.
What about? I've got to ask you. He's been brilliant. You know, I mean, sometimes genius. Mo, he wants to play every game. Is it now a case of, because I think he's making wrong decisions now, and I don't like to see him do that because he's been so good for Liverpool. So now time to say, Mo, you need a little break.
If you'd have asked me that 7 days ago, I would have said yes. For the league game at Wolves, he looked... For the first time I've been watching him in 9 years, I thought he lacked confidence last week. He looked totally unlike himself. But then Friday night in the cup game, the goal that he scored, it was instinctive. Cross across the face of the box from Andy Robertson. Didn't even think about it, smashed it into the top corner. Now all of a sudden he's got 2 goals in 2 games. And if you've been watching Mo over the years, you know that all of a sudden when he has that little spark, I wouldn't be surprised if he scored 8 in the next 10, say. And it would be very
so
timely.
It could be over his tricky spell.
I think, well, I wouldn't... He's a different player. He's not as fast as he used to be. He's definitely lost a little bit of the zip that used to take him away from defenders. But it's still Mo Salah.
I think he's lost a bit of service as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you can picture the scene now. Trent was inside him, halfway in the opposition's half, give him the ball. He goes at the fullback, turns out, gives it back to Trent. Trent either finds him again with the outside of his foot or he whips a cross in.
Yeah.
Diaz is missing, who used to cross it for him.
Let me also point out as well, Jordan Henderson. He had an unbelievable relationship with Jordan Henderson.
3 of them.
I know Jordan's been gone 3 years now, but he played. There was at you'd call his peak, Trent, Jordan, and Mo on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Quick one, Dom. Van de Ven at Spurs. Do you think he's going to end up at Anfield?
No.
Why?
From what I've heard, I don't believe they're in for him. I would never say anything definitively about a football transfer because things can change.
Yeah.
I would believe that he would want to come to Liverpool. That's from what I've heard, but I'm not sure that the feeling is totally mutual at this moment in time.
Okay, right, on to today's racing.
Yes.
You love your horses.
I do.
Look, it's just gone a bit cloudy. It was beautiful earlier. Who do you fancy today? It's great racing today on a Tuesday.
Yes, I do. What do we fancy today? I think the new Lion will win the Champion Hurdle.
Good.
I've heard good things about Newton Tornado in the last for Rebecca Curtis, ridden by Sean Flanagan.
Oh, really? Newton
Tornado. It could be worth in each way, I believe. Trainer thinks it's in good form. Jockey's excited about having the ride. I'm also interested about seeing Manlager in the 4-year-old hurdle for Nicky Henderson, Nico de Boinville. JP McManus paid a lot of money for it early in the autumn. She's not been out much, but she's been training well, and I think she could go well on. It's JP McManus' 75th birthday today.
Correct. What's she called again, her name?
Manlager.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and listen, I need to put this in your mind for tomorrow when you're speaking with Rupert. Ask him about Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny, yeah.
He's not had the same Botox. Tell me that.
No. Rupert was giving us. I had the fortune or misfortune, some might say, of having a couple of days with Rupert in Ireland last month. We went on a couple of stable visits, and Rupert was talking to about music, and it was the day after the Super Bowl when Bad Bunny had obviously done his halftime show, and we mentioned his name to Rupert, and he didn't have a clue.
No,
it was like talking Japanese to him. He was looking.
I thought you were looking ahead. Maybe Ed was going to reverse into him in the car park.
Hey, before you go,
yeah,
is Isaac nearly fit?
Yeah, not nearly fit, but they're hoping for the beginning of April.
Oh, great. Good.
Dom, have a great day, mate.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Dom.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, coming up 7:45 on talkSPORT.
just like former players, you know, on the TV pundits, radio pundits. They've been saying the same thing for weeks and months now.
Saying what?
That Arsenal is going to fail. Arsenal are winning ugly. Arsenal are a set pieces team.
Who are saying this? Who's saying they're going to fail?
Yeah, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Carragher, all of them. Even some former Arsenal players. I just crossed the path, you know, with Ray Parlour. Just came out and say, "Are you confident?" Say, "No, I'm not."
Well, I'm confident, but I don't want to overshoot it, if you know what I mean. I know Piers Morgan said they're going to win it in March and this, that, whatever. I don't want to be saying things like that because I know how hard it is, and you could get a bad spell. But they're in a great position, and you know sometimes you can be overconfident, can't you?
Ray, what about the Brighton game? Brighton fans were going crazy about the time wasting. Did you see that or not?
Look, you do try and slow if you can, Al. I mean, we used to try and do it. If we're leading and whatever, you got to try and see games out. And the good thing about that game was that, you know, they wasn't very good. They was poor as a team, but they won the game, and that's what it comes down to. You don't analyse every single game when you finish the season with the trophy in your hands and say, well, remember the Brighton game? We didn't play that well, did we? We got lucky there. You just embrace the moment and say, look, we're champions of England, and that's the most important thing. So you can try any sort of tactics if you're going to slow it down, but I think it's a little bit unfair that they're saying about the set plays, and this sort of set plays is part of the game.
Every tongue got to stop them crazy horses on the run. What a show, there they go, smoking up the sky.
7:51, talkSPORT breakfast. Pardon me. With Arnold Clark rewards, get 500 quid.
Oxygen out. There it is. Get the mask on.
I've got to get this off my chest. I don't, pardon the pun. I don't have a sore throat. I've just got a little bit of tickles. Weird. Get 500 quid off your next car this week only. A man formerly Britain's most expensive footballer cost nearly as much as Botox Bell's Athens Bull. Dino Saunders. Dean, what have you know about this Tuesday morning? Let me tell you. Paul Scholes has apologised to former teammate Michael Carrick, saying in no way intended to be offensive regarding a recent post stating that Carrick definitely has got something special about him, because United haven't been expletive beep, 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 beep the last 4 games, despite some Tottenham fans as well hoping for a reunion. Harry looks set for a new role, this time back in the jungle. This is news to me. After being confirmed as a contestant on the second series of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, All Stars. Told you, Harry, these horses are expensive.
£1 million.
Dango Katara's horror Panenka penalty, absolute shocker. You won't see any worse last night. Sent Brentford crashing out the FA Cup against West Ham, when Nuno's side now set to face Leeds in the quarter-final. My mate Nigel will be, come on. B's manager, Keith Andrews, speaking after the game, said he'd no problem with the Panenka attempt.
I have to be honest, I can't be a hypocrite and say I don't like penalty kicks when I've always actually really liked them. What I liked about getting towards penalty kicks was we gave everything. We didn't just sit back and absorb pressure and get to that point. But unfortunately, when it does get to that point, there is elements of luck involved. They took their penalties really well. Standard overall was really good with the penalty kicks. So yeah, it just wasn't meant to be tonight.
We're not meant to be. Dino had kicked his arse.
Well, when I think back, I've missed loads of pens. I've scored.
Yeah, not like that.
No, I mean, when I think back, important ones, penalty kicks were semi-final of the FA Cup at Villa Park against Portsmouth. And I remember being nervous walking up to take my pen. Liverpool versus Portsmouth. John Barnes had scored and Jan Molby had scored. They missed the first 2 pens, and I thought to myself, if I score, we're more or less through. And I remember I slotted it to the keeper's left hand, tried to hit it as hard as I could without...
Did you give him the eyes or not?
No, I just thought I'd just long run up, and I just punched it to his left, and I remember thinking, please dive the other way. Luckily, it went in. And then I took one for Aston Villa against Tranmere in the semi-final of the League Cup at Villa Park. They missed their pens, and I mean, can you remember Jimmy Cyril?
Correct, yeah.
I side-footed a penalty against someone, Coventry, I think, and Jimmy Cyril Monday morning was Arthur Cox's chief scout at Derby.
Yep.
He was about 90 then, Jimmy. And he comes in the dressing room, he went, come outside with me, son. Come outside with me. At the baseball ground. He took me on the pitch, full of mud. And he goes, walk with me. And he put the ball on the penalty spot in his shoes and his outfit, coat, overcoat, and he smashed the ball in the net. And as he hit it, he went, violence! That's how you take a penalty, son. And walked in. So since that moment, I've always thought power and pace. But you look at Ivan Toney, he just jogs up to the ball.
No, there's no problem there because they place it. Sometimes out looking at the ball, but the Panenka for me is trying to take the mickey and belittle the goalkeeper.
Was last minute, we got a penalty. Kanchelski's got sent off. Les Seeley's in goal, and if I score, we've won. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to hit it down the middle. Don't hit it too hard, so his legs get out the way. He's got to go left or right. I thought, you can't stand still in the last minute of a cup final. He's going to have to pick left or right. So I hit it down the middle. I tried not to hit it too hard because you can catch the trailing legs as they've dived.
Yeah.
And luckily, the danger is when you hit it down the middle is you hit it over the bar. You know, because if you don't lift it as well, you can hit the legs. But I've never tried the dink down the middle.
No. No. FA Cup quarter-final draw. West Ham against Leeds. Man City versus Liverpool. Whoa. Chelsea, Port Vale and Southampton. Arsenal. Tricky. Yeah, a little bit. Now, Pep's future at City is still up in the air with the City boss keeping pretty coy about how long he plans to stay at Manchester City. He's hinted the club will be better next season, suggesting he still sees a future there. But the speculation about whether he might walk away isn't going anywhere. And speaking to us yesterday, the Athletics Manchester City correspondent Sam Lee said he wouldn't be surprised if this season ends up being Pep's last in charge. He expects him to be gone by the end of 2027. Has he run his course, do you know? I'm not so sure.
Do you know, I looked at the lineups for tonight's game. Is it tonight, Man City tonight, or tomorrow? I can't. Tomorrow, Man City. I looked at the lineups that the team that's liable to play, and they've got the players are nowhere near as good as the ones he had when he had Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Aguero, and Haaland after Aguero. But I just think the players aren't as good. I think he's realised that, you know, he's trying to play football they played a few years ago and they're struggling.
Yeah. It's an interesting one because sometimes he's full of joy, other times miserable as sin. Still to come on breakfast, 7:57. Here we go.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
So I think we can ask tonight, is tonight's clash against Barcelona the biggest in Newcastle's history? Well, Eddie Howe seems to think so. Well, last First Division winner with the Magpies, Lee Clark, exactly that. And of course, continue to build up to day one. It's a great day's racing here of the brilliant Cheltenham Festival with 20-time champion jockey and big Arsenal fan Sir A.P. McCoy. Support is your place to listen to talkSPORT is your place, support. talkSPORT is your place to listen to Why is my screen sort of pulsing and so...
It's the lights, Al.
Ah.
Have some oxygen.
I need something, Guinness. talkSPORT is your place to listen to 5 massive races on day one. 5, yep, we're closer to the roar than anyone else. Just away to our left, the winning line is there. That was a breakfast preview. We're good friends at Travis Perkins Hire.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
Simon, there was controversy last week, if you remember. Sections of Elland Road booed as the game against Manchester City paused for Muslim players to break their Ramadan fast. The incident occurred 11 minutes into the game. An explainer flashed up on the big screen. Do you remember that? Play has been paused briefly to allow players to break their fast, but the boos continued alongside some chanting. Manchester City on that occasion named 3 players, Muslim players, Marmoush, Cherki and Ait Nouri, in their starting 11. And it goes back to the fact that in 2021 an agreement was introduced to allow Muslim players to break their fast during a Premier League match. But there was a lot of chat around that and as to why a certain number of Leeds fans ended up booing. Was it because of a pause in play because of the fasting? Well, ahead of another fasting break in yesterday's FA Cup match, Leeds this time were proactive online with a statement which seemed to outline why the booing may have happened, blaming themselves for poor communication. And Leeds said, Leeds are asking for respect to be shown during this Sunday's 5th round tie against Norwich. Play will be paused to allow players observing Ramadan to break their fast, including our own striker, Joel Pirro. And that seemed to work because they referred to the first game at Elland Road. It was paused. And then they said, now, while we displayed a message on our big screen at Elland Road to explain why the game had been paused, it wasn't visible for approximately 25% of the stadium, including the South Stand. In our preceding fixture with Manchester City at the Etihad in November 2025, the game was controversially stopped in the second half for a tactical timeout. During an injury break, with the squads congregating on the touchline, fans may have thought that this was happening again.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Wabbits. Morning, talkSPORT breakfast with Alan Brazil and Dino, live from the Cheltenham Festival with Coral on the way this morning. Spurs once again making the headlines. Surprise, surprise. We're going to be speaking to someone who has made it all the way to the quarterfinals of the Champions League with him. Sebastian Basson will join us a little later on. Liverpool also make the trip to Istanbul this evening to take on high-flying Galatasaray in the Champions League, who they've lost to already this season. So we're going to be chatting up with someone who knows exactly what European success feels like with the Reds. No, not Dino. Mark Lawrenson with us will be with us, and we'll have Cheltenham royalty right here with us in the form of 31 times champion jockey, 31 winning rides, I think. Sir AP McCoy, all that and more still to come. But now it's time for a bit of this. Now a bit of Nirvana there. Are you into Nirvana, do you know, were you?
No, he passed away really young, didn't he? What was his name again, the singer?
Kurt. Was it Kurt Cobain or something?
Cobain, yeah. Yeah, shame, but yeah, it's a good group.
Smells like teen spirit as Eddie Howe has called for his side to channel the spirit of 1997 and that iconic Tino Asprilla hat-trick tonight. The Magpies are on the longest ever unbeaten run in the Champions League, and they'll be hoping to extend that further against Barca tonight. Newcastle boss Eddie Howe doesn't hold back when speaking on the magnitude of this tie.
My focus is really short-term, and it's trying to win the game that's in front of me, and that's Barcelona in the Champions League. I think we have to be, as much as it's easy to be very negative in this moment, I understand we've gone out the FA Cup, but we have the biggest game in the club's history coming up in no time at all. We've got to get the players ready for that. We've got no time to dwell on this.
Should be a cracker, shouldn't it? With Newcastle quick in the break, Barcelona that high line, but some great players, Barca. Craig Hope has said in the Mail this morning, Barca in 97 was the greatest night in the club's history. Champions League ties is once-in-a-lifetime stuff. Someone who is part of that iconic entertainers era, do you feel this current squad has the same fearlessness when facing a giant like Barcelona? Let's say very good morning to Lee Clark. Lee, how are we, Lee?
Morning, Lee. Morning, Al. Morning, Dino.
One of them special nights coming up, Lee.
Absolutely, Al. Cannot wait. The city is buzzing, waiting for this. And I think Eddie's right. It's the biggest game in the club's history because of the biggest club competition in Europe and the furthest we've ever got. And we've got one of the elite football clubs.
Lee, just put the game to one side for a minute. Eddie Howe's job he's got at Newcastle, I find it a bit strange, you know, that they've got the richest owners probably in the league. And unless he can go shopping in Waitrose for players, he's in trouble because he's having to go to Sainsbury's or Lidl. Nothing wrong with them two shops, but it's like food shopping. If you don't get the players off the top shelf, you lose your best players. They start leaving. So he's got a tough job on his hands for me.
You know, you make an unbelievable point. I've been saying it to all my pals over the last few days, especially since we went out to the FA Cup. This game, there's a lot hinging on it because ultimately, you know, let's get it right. We've got some very talented footballers in the squad at the moment. But if we don't be successful in this competition, doesn't look like we're going to be, you know, getting in it through our league position. We're going to lose them. I think it could be fair to say we could potentially lose Gordon, Tonali, Livramento. I would put Bruno in that bracket, but I know he loves the club. His passion for the club's been ridiculous. So, you know, you're not 100% convinced he would go, but you know that there's lots of suitors out there. And then what you've got, do you know, is we're not in Europe. Like you say, we're not shopping on the top shelf anymore because we're not going to be able to attract the players. It's a horrible predicament. We've got probably the wealthiest owners in the business, but PSR has got our hands tied behind our back, and it's very, very difficult.
So, without getting too excited, Lee, you look at the opposition. I'm sure you do. Dino will. Yamal, what a talent this young kid for Barca is.
Unbelievable. I mean, it looks like he's going to be taking over the mantle of the Messis and the Ronaldos, what they've done for the last couple of decades. I mean, you watch what he does in games and, he wins them on his own at times, either assisting or scoring goals himself. And then you realise how young he still is at this moment in time. And it'll be great tonight to be able to watch someone like that live, you know, and see what they're about. And this is the reason why you want to be in this competition as a club. So the build-up's already started, Al. I think if you went into the city centre, you'd be seeing a few black and white strips already. So getting ready for the game at the 8 o'clock, another 12 hours till kick-off. But, you know, everyone's buzzing, everyone's excited. It's another opportunity. And let's give it a right go. You made a good point. We will start the game with that high-intensity front-foot football. That's what we're about, especially at home. And it's whether we can, Barcelona can contain us or whether we can keep it up for the full duration.
Lee, another bit of a mystery for you. Anthony Gordon, we watched him at Everton, showing promise. Then he signs for Newcastle. He's getting better and better. He's got 10 goals in the Champions League. How do you make his development? Where do you think he is? What? Because he's struggled in the league for goals, but he's banging them in the Champions League.
Yeah, Dino, it's another spot on point. It's been a big talking point up here. You know, his form in Premier League in comparison to Champions League is been chalk and cheese, really. His goals return, his numbers is fantastic. I know people say there's high percentage of penalties in there, but still they're in high-profile games. Even though it's a penalty, it's still a pressure goal. So, you know, we got the 4 in Karabag as well in the playoff there. So, you know, he's full of confidence. He gives us that threat, doesn't he? Whether we're playing through the middle or out wide, he's got that ridiculous pace that gives us an opportunity to stretch teams, especially as Al mentioned, Barca want to play a high line because they want to make the pitch compact and get high up the pitch. So when you have an Anthony Gordon in your team, you know, he can give you that opportunity. So hopefully he continues his unbelievable goal-scoring form tonight in the Champions League. To be fair to the lads, I mean, him and Harvey Barnes, you know, Harvey's always been played as a winger where Anthony sometimes plays as the striker. And Harvey's got a great return in goals in both in all competitions. So, you know, it's important for these two tonight to continue that because we need a positive result to go over to Barca with, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Lee, just a quickie, not far away, Sunderland. Surprise at Sunderland, FA Cup. The side they put out, was that a big surprise to you? For me, I didn't quite get it, what they were after.
Yeah, it's a strange one, Al. I see these clubs and they do make these changes. And especially with Sunderland, they haven't got the threat of relegation. They've had a terrific season in the Premier League and they made those changes. I just think there's a great opportunity for a football club to, you know, to progress and potentially get semi-final and a final of the FA Cup, the biggest cup competition in the world. So it's one that baffles me. I mean, we've been lucky since Eddie came in. All the cup competitions he's took very seriously, and sometimes that might impact us because we've went to the semi-final over 2 legs of the Carabao and got beat off Man City. We got beat the other night off Man City again after getting to the last 16, and it's meant we've had a lot of high-profile games, but I'd certainly have that. I think all the players would have that, and Eddie, but certainly as a fan, would certainly want that as well.
Lee, enjoy tonight, mate. It's going to be an absolute cracker. The atmosphere is going to be buzzing. Fingers crossed, pal. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Lee.
Just make a quick point to Dino, because I see where you are there. You're at Cheltenham. Dino, remember when you and Graham were in charge of us at Newcastle? Took us to, what a great day down at Cheltenham races. Do you remember how long ago that was? I don't want to make you feel too old, pal.
Oh, don't tell me. It was about 10 years ago?
20 years ago, mate.
It's longer. 20?
20 years ago.
Hey, by the way, Lee, I was going to say,
Scary,
before you go, can you remember he set Michael Chopra up? We went to Spain mid-season training, right? So he says to me, Chops, his girlfriend's got him under the thumb, right? Big time. I went, has he? He goes, yeah. So next day, he said, ask Chops what he's bought his girlfriend as a present for going home. And he goes, he's only on 500 quid a week, right? So he bought a Louis Vuitton dog carrier. You know them Paris Hilton has the dog in a little under her arm in a little Louis. Yeah. It's $3,500. I said, Chops, I thought you said your girlfriend didn't have you under the thumb. He goes, you haven't. I said, what have you bought her? He went, oh, dog basket.
Dog basket.
That was Lee. That was set him up.
Great days, Dino. Great days, pal.
Yeah. Yeah, nice to speak to you, Lee. Thanks very much.
All the best, lads.
20 years ago.
That's scary, isn't it? It's absolutely. It was 4 years ago Brazil beat Gallic Warrior, who's favouring for the Gold Cup, but 4 years ago. Right, talkSPORT will keep you updated on Newcastle against Barca. From 7 o'clock on kick-off, Adrian Dunham is at St James's Park for us. The atmosphere will be brilliant, won't it? We've also got live commentary of Atletico against Spurs for you tonight, and 3 games involving English sides tomorrow. Real Madrid, Man City. What a game at the Bernabeu. Okay, 16 after 8.
not just an embarrassment for the old firm, it's an embarrassment for the whole of Scottish football. And Scottish football as a whole is getting tarnished with this. And I just think it's incredibly unfair on the normal, well-behaved football supporter that they're getting tarnished with this brush. And I was listening to David Tanner. It's not just that today, yesterday. This has been going on for a long, long time. And Rangers as a football club need to address their own house. They need to put a stop to this. I know the way of stopping it is by banning them. Get them gone for the stadium. Nobody wants them.
Yeah,
it's with the mask on as well, isn't it? All the covering their faces up as well, Gregor.
How's that anything to do with football? I go to a football match. I like to wear my colours. These people are not football supporters. They're mindless thugs. They're mindless thugs.
Yeah.
Gregor, I've always said, look, I'm a Glasgow boy. I've always said that, the history and all that. There's nothing, for me, there's nothing wrong with being excited before the game, singing your songs for 90 minutes, and then going home and being normal again. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to run on pitches, throw a few punches, and that's just beyond a joke. It's a disgrace.
That's the way it used to happen. Many years, there was trouble. Of course there was. It's part of the terrorism, but not like this. And that's, as I said,
talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's rewards events. Save up to £500 on thousands of cars. Alan Brazil, Dean Saunders now. That, of course, was the iconic Hot 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 by Arrow. Why we're playing it this morning? Well, Benidorm is set for the booziest Cheltenham festival ever, as thousands flock to Spain for £2 pints and sunshine. Well, it might not be, by the way. It could be a bit rainy there. It's set to rain here for the next couple of days. Bar owners are bracing themselves for a huge influx of racing fans ready to hit the strip and enjoy Cheltenham, an increasing popular tradition over the past few years. And remember, it's day one of the famous Cheltenham Festival today. I'm looking forward to the first row. Now, this says I've got a habit of getting carried away, but not this year, just in case I do, because it can happen. The boss have released a game. Where you can get me on the final day as live broadcast. Avoid dodgy crabs, tipsy punters, and all with the help from Ali and Ray. Play it now at talksport.com/game. That's talksport.com/game. Jill's not happy. She is not happy. She makes an appearance. She says, I didn't give permission. I said, I signed your name. Right, let's get the latest odds with Coral's Dave Stevens.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Now, it's very interesting, Steve-O. When you walked in, Simon comes in, you know, look, you know what you get with Simon, Mr. Moderate dress. You come in and you normally look as if you just walked out of Savile Row. But since the marriage and the new dog and you spend a lot of time up north now, nah, it's 8 out of 10. Normally you are 10 out of 10, Steve-O.
The last time I seen somebody dressed like that, I never seen my granddad again. You look like the Undertaker.
Right, good morning, gentlemen. Lovely to see you both. Now, I like this outfit. Anyway, great to be here. Biggest week of the year, Dino.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
And we just heard about everyone that goes off to Benidorm and there'll be Lanzarote, Tenerife. All we worry about is that people tune in for this Cheltenham because, honestly, Al, I haven't looked forward to a festival like this for years. It just feels...
Because it's open?
Yeah, exactly. There's still such a great spread of British trainers who are flying at the moment. The likes of Ben Pauling, younger trainers like that. We'll come on to him later in the week, obviously, with Harry's Gold Cup balls. Of course, Willie Mullins is going to have winners. Of course, Gordon Elliott, Henry de Bromhead, because they are brilliant trainers at the top of their game. But Nicky Henderson, Dan Skelton, Ollie Murphy, all these guys... 4 or 5 years ago, they said, we're not just going to lay down and let the Irish come over and win everything. And, of course, they rebuild, they come back fighting, and it's got all the ingredients. Because it's not about the British versus Ireland thing. Our punters don't care where a winner's trained.
No.
But what it means is the racing is competitive. The racing is top class. And, Dino, this is the Olympics of jump racing. It's a cliche, but everyone you say to, it is the best description of it. There's no better way of describing it. It's that big a week. And when you've got, as I say, you've got all these great trainers at the top of that game, that means the winners are us, the race goers, the punters. And it's all.
That's what I was going to ask you, actually. You know, it's the overall festival itself, expected crowds, attendance, and has anything changed in the last 12 months where there was, I think they were saying the prices were getting a bit high and then, I don't know what's happened, and then you had this problem with the tax on betting. Has it made a difference this year, or what's the predicted attendance going to be?
Yeah, you'll get 3 more years out of that suit.
It's been very harsh about my outfit. No, listen, this is a week that almost bucks the trends, if you like. There's a lot of bad news in the real world, but this is a bit of a chance, really, to get away from it all and escape for a few days. And as I say, there won't just be the hundreds of thousands coming here over the 4 days. It is the people tuning into ITV Racing every day. It's the people watching in Benidorm. They're all getting involved because it's such a big deal for the sport. And look, we talk about your fellow Welshman, Sean Byrne. I heard you talking earlier. Champion jockey, brilliant jockey, lovely guy, hasn't ridden a festival winner yet.
Incredible.
It's amazing. But that's how hard it is to ride winners here. He's odds on 4 to 5 to break his duck this year. And I think, well, I hope he will, because he's got a brilliant chance in the Gold Cup later in the week. But you're talking about the crossover between football and racing earlier. Weighed out. Sean's ride in the last, co-owned by Sir Alex Ferguson, a man who loves the sport. We know all about Harry.
Is the trainer a Villa fan?
Ollie Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Villa fan.
Big Aston Villa fan, yeah.
I might have a bet on that then.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You see, again,
with Ed running a rabbit.
Well, look. I'm worried about the time. We need, when that roar goes up, right, I want that tingle I get when that roar, the tapes go up in the roar. Are we getting off to a winner with a favourite? Go on, Nicky.
Well,
go on.
All winter, I have fancied this Old Park star for Nicky Henderson. I think he could win that race and the Arkle that follows. What a start for Nicky that would be. I've just coming round, though, to this Talk the Talk in the Simon Munir and Isaac Swade double green colour.
He's gone quiet on me. I don't know what's happened. Have I upset him? Simon, if you're listening, what is the problem?
But it's a brilliant. We've got Mighty Park for JP McManus for Willie Mullins. It'd be no surprise. El Kairos for Gordon Elliott. This is what I mean. The first race sets the tone, Dino. If Willie Mullins goes and wins them both, because he's got Kopek de Board favourite for the Arkle as well, ahead of Lulamba, then it could be a long week for the Brits. But look, we'll know our fate early. But there's nothing like that roar, is there? Gets the old hairs on the back of your neck. And
I'm doing Gordon Elliott's horse in the first race.
El Kairos.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you have got to do, Dino, you'll see me doing this later.
Yeah.
Your reward.
Oh, you're shaking.
For your 100,000 free bets we're giving away each day of this. So get on.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'll have a bit of that.
There we go. All the gamble responsibly this week, joking apart.
Pound each way.
T's and C's apply, but exactly that. What's your nap, Dino?
The New Line.
Is it in the Champion Hurdle?
Yeah, it's a bit of sentimental, really, as well, because I backed it last year. I backed it last
Chester Zoo or why?
No, I just it's my favourite horse.
Who do you fancy in the Champion Hurdle? It's
Line.
a brilliant race.
I listen. I think it's wide open, but well, not wide open. I think Lossiemouth, the New Line, Brightest Days Ahead, Gordon Elliott. I'm going for the English horse, New Line.
But it's Lossiemouth, the mare, owned by Richie Tremblay, Willie Mullins. She could have run on Thursday in the mare's race. That would have been so less interesting. The fact they rolled the dice is brilliant. Golden Ace, last year's winner. Do you remember last year's champion?
Yeah, but Rupert keeps going on about it, so that puts that out.
Old Botox man with his... You've seen Rupert. I mean, you talk about my dress code, which I'm still offended about. I mean, Rupert's rolled out of bed again, isn't
At least he's ironed his shirt this week.
Can you believe he's gone over to Greece to have Botox? Botox. It looks like Botox, not Botox.
You're thinking of Artex.
What is wrong with him?
Snake venom he used to put.
There's something going on with Rupert at the moment. We can't get to the bottom of it.
It's a huge old age crisis.
Hey, Steve-O's head's not moving either. His forehead. Look. Steve-O, try and smile. It's the same one. Look, he's had it as well.
This is natural, by the way. Might not be by the end of the week, but anyway, how are we feeling? We're gonna get through this week.
Do you know what, Steve-O? I come here with an open mind.
Yeah.
There's no point coming saying I'm going to win a fortune. You can't do that.
No,
in racing.
no.
You know that. Anything can go on, especially in national hunt jumps. As long as I can come away with some great memories and one or two winners and not do my brains, I'll bet sensibly.
Yeah.
And I'll take a break when I have to.
Absolutely.
I'll shake my phone when I have to.
There we go.
All right. How many years is it for Coral? 100 years or something?
100th anniversary of Coral this year. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to enjoy and take my time and just meet good old friends and have a great time.
Absolutely. Hear to that, Dino.
So we'll speak tomorrow, but so just to it's the Supreme, the big one, the first race, Old Park Star or Talk the Talk. Second race, Copac de Board or Lulamba. And the Champion Hurdle, what a race. Lossiemouth, the New Line, Dan Skelton, Brighter Days Ahead, Gordon Elliott. You can't beat it. It's going to be wonderful.
Absolutely. I'll be back on in a bit, I think, as well. So
oh, good.
We might talk Swansea Portsmouth, Dino. Big game tonight.
Yeah, and have a word with Sean Bowen. See what he thinks. Let us know.
Coming up to 8:30.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral's Rewards Shaker. Make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding with 100,000 free bets to be won every day. 18 plus online. Max one reward per player per day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
When I saw the scenes, whether the scale of the scenes were back to the 80s or not, which is my argument that they clearly weren't, there was not a surprise in my mind that there was an issue when you've got the two sets of fans in a combustible environment and large amounts of the opposing side being in the away ground for the first time in significant years. I look at the rules and say, it's interesting about rules being quoted as the SFA enforcing a 20% rule around the stadium capacity, yet the rules in the SPFL require you to provide a certain amount of away fans for the SPFL games, and Rangers and Celtic seem to have ignored that for years. So I don't really understand why they couldn't have ignored it for this game and turned around and said, in the interests of what we think is common sense, right now we don't think it's appropriate to stick 7,500 fans in a football stadium from the opposition right now because we think it's going to lead to problems. Then you look beyond that and go, well, you could have ignored the rules if you wanted to, and that may be me being a little bit cheap on the observation, but notwithstanding it, it's still there. You then look at it and go, if you don't think this was surprising, you think it's disappointing. I bet if I ask Bill Leckie, put aside your disappointment and your unhappiness, are you inherently surprised Well, probably not. So what was done to prevent it? What was done to ensure that prevention, whether prevention should have to be part and parcel of a bloody football match, is a different argument entirely. What we're dealing with now is another set of circumstances surrounding two football clubs that should be at the pinnacle of Scottish football for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. And you can't strip them out of the cup, because you strip them out of the cup, all of a sudden the commercial revenues of the cup come into play.
Exactly.
We've seen this situation. So what did you do, honestly, when you look down and distill it down to prevent this?
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the taxman at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something, because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of love.
Singing to the mic, Al.
Walk on,
walk on.
Through the rain. Walk on, walk on. Through the rain.
Oh, yeah. I just love it.
Jerry Marsden.
I love it. And the pacemakers. I could need one of them soon. Morning, talkSPORT breakfast with Alan Brazil and Dino. Live from the Cheltenham Festival with Coral now. Liverpool return to Istanbul to take on Galatasaray in a huge Champions League clash. Can they overcome the demons? Or will the Turkish champions, they're running away with it by the way, haunt Arne Slot's side in his 100th game in charge? Our European football expert Kev Hatchard explains what the Reds are up against.
Galatasaray had highs and lows in the league phase, with a 1-0 win over Liverpool proving to be the high point. In the playoffs, they crushed Juventus 5-2 in Istanbul, but then collapsed against 10 men in the second leg and needed extra time to progress. The Turkish league leaders have plenty of firepower, with Victor Osimhen leading the line. But Liverpool have shown away at Inter and Marseille that they can control games at this level.
Good player. I like Victor Osimhen. They'll have to watch him. Anyway, Osimhen's penalty decided the last meeting as Galatasaray beat the Reds 1-0. They'll have to face them without Alisson, who is withdrawn late with a hamstring issue, just like back in September when the two sides met. Tonight, Arne Slot's 100th game in charge of Liverpool. How are the Liverpool fans viewing him now? Well, former Red Danny Murphy spoke last week about Slot's current position. Danny.
You can lose a game. It's how you lose. I mean, the level of the Liverpool's. Stevie was right. The level of performance.
Is he struggling, Slot, now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so
he's.
too.
I mean, I know a lot of fans, follow a lot of people who do stuff on social and stuff, and the tide's turning.
He's got his games and win percentage is still really good, you know. Like, I love Danny, and Danny knows more about Liverpool than I live and all. But I just want to give Arne Slot more of a chance. I do.
Yeah, I think they've just gone away from that Jurgen Klopp heavy metal football, which means if you actually try and describe what his team played like, Klopp, it was if you want to press us, we'll hit the ball over the top of you, and Salah and Mane will run in behind you. They're both strong. They both take you on 1v1 if you get the ball to them early. And they've gone away from that sort of mixing it up where Van Dijk would hit diagonals, Trent would hit big diagonals, and they've gone into bit of sideways, and when you get beat when you play like that, it looks bad. But they've brought 5 or 6 players in, and that Kelleher leaving, the goalkeeper, shows tonight. So they're going to Istanbul. Kelleher never let them down.
No.
So losing Alisson's a blow, but tough game tonight. Unpredictable Galatasaray.
Yeah, they've had they're picking up now, Liverpool, aren't they? It's irritating. Do you know what irritates me the most? Travago, yeah.
What's that?
That's when you book in a hotel. Oh, clippity clop. Travago. Does my head in.
What do you mean? The
advert. I
didn't know what you're on about then. Travago.
It does my head in, honestly. Mind you, there might be potential sponsors. So, yeah, if you're looking for a bargain, Travago. I'm delighted to say John is the man who won 10 major honours. I made 332 appearances for Liverpool. Liverpool legend Mark Lawrenson joins us now. Mark, good morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, boys. All good?
Yeah. All good, mate. Are you coming down this year, Cheltenham? You coming?
Listen, I've not had a phone call, nothing.
Oh, you were here last year, if I remember correctly, was it?
Cheltenham, I was. Well, what I'm saying is that this year, absolutely nothing. I've got the old see you later.
Oh, no. Well, you've always got Brighton dogs, haven't you, Mark?
What are you trying to say?
This is a tricky one, isn't it? You know, they're Liverpool away from home. Yeah. They've lost already. It's not going to be easy. No goalkeeper. But I just see Liverpool. I think Liverpool picked up again. So, and it's Mark. It's European night football. Yeah. Liverpool are used to it, aren't they? You know, I can see them getting something tonight.
Well, the thing is that, Al, is that, you know, obviously with the away leg, there'll be no Galatasaray supporters. I think they're banned, aren't they? So that's a bonus straight away. And yes, Alisson's not fit, but the goalkeeper actually is a really, really good goalkeeper. The problem, I was listening to you before, the problem with Liverpool is they can't get everybody fit. I mean, I think 6 different players have played right back. So you don't have that continuity all the time. And yes, I understand a little bit. He's a really, really nice man, isn't he? But at the moment, we don't need a really, really nice man. We need a Jurgen Klopp who will fire boys and make them play. And I'd get the impression that the manager wants to be liked by everybody. Well, it's just not possible, is it?
And yet, Mark, the Daily Mail's Merseyside writer, Dom King, told us earlier on the show that if Arne Slot finds the victory tonight, he'll have the highest win percentage of any Liverpool manager in his first 100 games. What about that?
Yeah, no, great. Absolutely. You know, fantastic. So long may it continue. But it's I think with it is the fact that whenever they go out to play, if you look at them in the last 6, 7, 8 games, you're never quite sure what you're going to get. Now at that level, every player has to be at least 8 out of 10, and if you don't get that, it's a real problem. So, and I think yes, the punters are. Some of the punters are saying, "Oh, sack him, do this and whatever." Look, you've just quoted that thing with me, that stat with me as well, and I think they'll be in the next round. So it's one of those where you have to wait and see, isn't it?
Yeah. Mark, as a centre-back, a world-class centre-back, by the way, and you and Alan Hansen played, and I don't know whether you had Phil Neal and Alan Kennedy either side of you, or I can't remember who it was. But
no, we did.
Liverpool
listen,
now...
Those two couldn't defend, so there was just me and Al, basically.
Well, I was going to say to you, like, Canate and Van Dijk have had a bit of criticism this season. And last season they had Trent and Andy Robertson at the side of them. How much would it affect you if you put a new fullback in who's at the side of you that you're not used to having? I'm on about Frimpong and Kirkes. I don't think they're as good as the other two.
No, they're not. They're absolutely not. And I mean, and it's not so much the left back position, but the right back position, as I said before, is I think there's probably been 6 different players played in there, and it is difficult because because if you play with somebody week in, week out, you know what they're going to do. You know if it's going to make a mistake. You know if they're going to obviously help you out if they can do. And that's been a real problem for them is actually getting guys fit. I mean, Joe Gomez is a very, very good player, but he plays a game and a half and then he disappears for another 3 weeks because he's injured. But that right back position has just been a nightmare. And it's difficult to see until everybody's fit exactly what's going to happen.
Mark, are you a Van de Ven fan at Spurs? I know Spurs are having an absolute mare. They play in Europe. But what about him? Could he fit in at Liverpool with that pace he's got?
Well, he could. But, I mean, obviously he'd be jumping ship, wouldn't he? But, he could, because the thing about the pace, Al, is that you make a mistake, you can recover. That's a good thing about it. But, you're looking at him at Tottenham and go, yeah, I get that. But he's in a team there which they're all hopeless, aren't they?
Well, I just can't believe how bad they are, Mark, to be honest.
Well,
I don't know if they think they're big time Charlies or what. I don't know what it is, but it's awful.
Yeah, well, it is awful, and I mean, the club and the ground look absolutely fantastic. But what would you rather have?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right, Mark, I'm going to try and get you an invite over the next few days.
Dave Stevens is here.
We can't have you just sitting at home twiddling thumbs. We can't have that, Mark. No chance. We'll see what we can do.
My bags are packed. I'm ready.
Then you can always stay at Travago. We'll get you hotels.
Yay! Yay!
Nice one, Mark. Brilliant. Mark Lawrenson there.
Cheers, Mark.
And I would say that when he's talking about defenders there, when he played, there was only him who could defend.
He was my manager.
Jockey was brilliant with the ball coming out.
2 of them were.
Yeah, he was. But Jockey, he was a murder to play against Hansen, especially at Anfield, and he'd give you a little nudge. All right.
Do you know what though?
No, but he'd say to you, all right, how was your steak last night? I'm like, leave me alone. Yeah. Leave me alone. He wants to talk to you and get at you during the game.
Yeah.
Telling jokes and laughing, and you've not had much of the ball yet. You have a go at them. Shut up. Leave me alone.
Apparently, he read the programme up to 10 minutes before kick-off. He was just sitting there, with not dressed even. But
they two were great. So was Tomo. They were really tough. And then you'd Graham, you'd Jan, people like that. Ronnie Whelan snapping, Sammy Lee.
You're talking about centre-halves there, Van de Ven, right? For me, there's 2 types of centre-halves. There's anticipators and reactors. Alan Hansen would anticipate where the ball was going and never get his shorts dirty. He'd just get there. Van de Ven, if you notice, is always slide tackling. Which is, for me, you look at it and think, why have you not read that and got there
I know
earlier?
what you're saying.
And he's lightning quick, though. He gets himself out of trouble. So whether his football brain develops enough to play for Liverpool, we'll wait and see.
Don't get caught out by the early kick-off. Don't forget, 5:45 on talkSPORT 2 for Galatasaray against Liverpool. Download the free talkSPORT app now. You'll need it this week for the racing. Head over to talkSPORT 2 at 10 a.m. as Rupert, Botox Bell and Lizzie Kelly bring you an in-depth preview show live from the course. And from 1 o'clock, it's on to the action at Sale. Join Pinky and Perky, H&J, and On Drive for live commentary of today's 5 biggest races. Right, here we go, still to come.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
I don't think they genuinely thought it was in a relegation fight. And now, obviously, they know they are desperately in one. So, players have got to find something. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the chunk's got to calm down. He stormed off the other night. He's got to calm down. Spurs have to be in one of the strangest positions known to man relegation scrapping, but also playing in Europe's top flight. So if you want to hear, we want to hear from you, Tottenham fans. Where on earth is your head? Where's your head at? Is it tonight a free hit, or is it a must-win and get a result? Are you welcome the distraction of your horror show in the Premier League this season? Is Tudor the man to keep you up? Give us a call, 03717 223344. The lines are open.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
Wrexham boss Phil Parkinson said he was proud of his team's performance.
Yeah, listen, we've got to be immensely pleased with the performance tonight. In so many aspects of the display were good. The way we pressed, the structure, because it's not just about pressing, it's when to press, it's the communication. But some of the football we played as well, I thought was really good. And I stressed in the press conference and to the lads yesterday, we weren't coming into this game just to stop Chelsea. We were coming into it to play ourselves. And we've gone toe-to-toe. We really have. I felt second half we were going to win the game. I could feel it. I really was very confident on the touchline. And moments have gone against us tonight. And it's our first taste of VAR here at the racecourse. And, it takes a bit of getting used to, because those decisions will be, certainly the send-off, I think, will be a big talking point.
Yeah, I think Phil's called it perfectly there. He's talked about the decisions and what had happened during the game, big moments. And, yeah, look, they 1-0 up, pegged back 1-1. Go 2-1 up, get pegged back 2-2. And I've got to say, the second goal, which is so often the lad Doyle who scored, it was a deflection from a shot. And them goals are quite clever goals, because if you just divert the ball as it's coming to you, that it beats any goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper's going one way. And if you get a slight deflection on it, it gets diverted into the bottom corner. And I thought they just absolutely matched Chelsea in every way, shape and form. And to be fair, they must, be proud of what they've done this year in the Championship and in the Cup.
from Brazil, and Dino, just flown in from America, Dino. Now, if you're not quite as experienced with the old racing as we are, maybe you're a part-time punter when it comes to Cheltenham, or you tend just picking the horse with the best name. Nothing wrong with that. We've got just the thing for you. Let's cross over to our racing correspondent, Rupert Botox Bell, who's got all the latest tips ahead. Well, listen, if you're wondering where this nickname came from, he had one or two glasses of red wine 2 nights ago and let it out of the bag. I love Athens. I go over there and have my Botox done over there. So it's his own fault. He let the cat out of the bag. Right, Rupert has all the latest tips ahead of the first day at the beautiful Cheltenham Festival.
Well, there's nothing like the first day of the Cheltenham Festival as far as I'm concerned. I'm standing near the winning post, looking down the famous straight. It really is a steep incline which sees the runners straining every sinew to win. Who's going to win the big one? Well, I'm definitely in the Golden Ace camp. I think she did nothing wrong all season, got beaten out of sight by Sergino. She may have been deemed a lucky win last year, but trainer Jeremy Scott says she's perhaps even better. Now, the ground is remarkably good to soft, and you just can't believe it, really, when you think how much rain there has been in the Cotswolds over the last few months. But good to soft it is. There's a lovely, lush covering of grass. It really is set for a fantastic opening day. And Lizzie Kelly and I will be bringing you, of course, live commentary later on this afternoon on Hawksby and Jacobs, but we'll also be giving you a preview from talkSPORT 2 from 10 o'clock. Hope you can join us.
Next one, Rupert. That's right, talkSPORT will have you covered with live commentary of all the day's biggest races, so you won't miss a thing. And it is beautiful, and it's a steep incline. You jump the last. Don't start shouting yet, because they've got to go up that hill. Now, if you're joining us at Cheltenham today, don't forget to pay a visit to the talkSPORT Battle Bus is back. It's parked up at Pitville Park on the main route to the racecourse, and there are plenty of prizes to be won. If you're watching on your YouTube or your smart TV, you'll be able to see it now live on the screen. You might see Ray Parler in the back seat having a little kip. Dino's in there tonight. Right, the chunk, Jamie O'Hara, went viral.
Yeah, it was a brutal one, mate. I'm not gonna lie. It was a tough gig.
Last Thursday was it flew. It absolutely grew wings and then grew legs and arms and another couple of heads and more wings, and it just kept.
I know, but you're horrible though, because I come in and I said to you, look, let's drop it, right? Let's drop it. Let's move on. FA Cup weekend, and you sit there and you've got the hand mask on again. Do me a favour.
I know, but it's so good.
Come on, mate.
Yeah, Jamie, you got to calm down. You know, I was with Jason in the afternoon. He said, I'm going to wind up the chunk tonight.
He did.
He
Got him, didn't he?
He is so gullible.
Shut up! He shouted. It's like you yesterday when you said you were trying to listen to the Rangers game in the car.
Well, no wonder my phone wouldn't stop, and then Jill kept buttoning into the,
Shut up,
just
Jill.
about to take the penalty. And I was, shut up, let me hear. Don't talk to me like that. I said, well, shut up, tell me after the penalties.
He's Jamie. He manages to make the headlines, doesn't he? You know, he's been on big breaks now, where he had Bridget the midget with the.
Oh no, you're not allowed to say that.
All right, okay.
You're not allowed to say that.
Is it midgetism? Is it? You can't say it. All right. Well, you said it.
She was.
You said it.
She was tiny, wasn't she?
Well, he's done it again, hasn't he? 500 and odd thousand views. When Cundy's wound him up, and he's he is getting fed up with Spurs losing, though. He's got no ammunition.
Well, before the break, Dino, it is remarkable when you've got a club like Tottenham. How can they be about to get relegated? Think about it. Even with the players they have now, how can they be down there? But I can't see them winning another game this season.
Well, it's got that way. They've always sold their best players, haven't they? You can go Gareth Bale, you can go back as far as you like, Kyle Walker, Rose. They've sold all their best, Modric. And they've sold Harry Kane. And they finished 5th, I think, the first season. Scored enough goals between them. And it's been a decline since. Last year, finishing 17th. Like, you wouldn't believe it, would you? But saying that,
but the
2 wins.
Who picked the guy, Tudor, who picked him to come in and keep Tottenham up?
Well, I'm not going to blame him.
It's beyond me.
I'm not going to blame him at all. He's had 3 games. Like, maybe he's just found out that the players aren't very good. Has he had 3 games or more? But what's he supposed to do? You go in. I've done it. You've took over a team that's struggling. Most of the time you take over a struggling team. And everybody seems to take it for granted now that you get a bounce from the new manager. It's a different voice. The players who haven't been playing get a game. But you need to cross your fingers. Like you put Spurs out on the pitch, you need a bit of luck as well. I can't blame him for what. Thomas Frank maybe let the thing run away, but is he shopping in Waitrose? He's in Lidl's buying players as well. So
well, you've got the old shouted Levy out. He's gone. So I believe now it's Joe Lewis's family, his kids, who are picking the side along with the director of sport, and it's just garbage at the moment. They've got to. Is it too late? I don't know. I hope it's not too late.
They've got a load of injuries, Al. They've got a load of injuries. I know,
everyone has, though, do you know?
But you know what? I would say, after managing myself, I would say one of the biggest reasons you get sacked from your job is your best players get injured for a long time.
But what about so Van der Ven gets sent off, they equalise Palace. What about the goal right on half-time? That is just shocking defending. Well, shocking, garbage defending. And he's blaming the goalie's blaming him.
Yeah, well, he played Polina, didn't he, as right side of a 3, and Polina just looked lost. He's not a centre-back. He got destroyed playing right side centre-back. And then he played, Porro played right side of a 3.
Yeah, he was having a go at the goalie.
So if you want to criticise Tudor, he has sort of put players in positions that they don't normally play, which probably, but it's still difficult. 3 games, what are you supposed to do?
And more on this with the 2011 Champions League quarter-finalist and former Newcastle defender Sebastian Bassong. That's coming next. It's bang on 9 o'clock, day 1 from the beautiful Cheltenham Festival.
Has the hiring of Edu destabilised the best season in a generation at Nottingham Forest? And how much responsibility does Evangelos Marinakis have to take for it? We understand that he's been told to stay away from the City ground, pending a termination of his contract at the end of the season. I know that Forest fans will be reluctant to criticise Marinakis, but is this a mess of his own making? Because he had a manager who was very successful, almost took them to the Champions League. He started to interfere, and all of a sudden they ended up dropping down eventually into the Europa League, but then they lost to Nuno Espirito Santo very quickly. So is this got to be on Marinakis' shoulders?
Of course it is. And do you blame Nuno Santo when you've got a sporting director coming in and probably not giving you a say on any players that you're bringing in? What do you expect as a manager? And if you speak to the older generation of managers, they'll say, what? Someone's telling me what players are coming in, and then I'm going to
That
get
is
judged.
the way of the world now, though.
I know,
isn't it?
but then is that fair as a manager? Like we said in previous shows, sporting directors should be coming on and doing press. You're the one bringing in the players. The manager's doing the best they can with these players. They might have wanted 10 other players that you have said no to. Some of the players that they brought in Nottingham Forest, Douglas Luiz on loan didn't work. Zinchenko on loan didn't work. Amari Hutchinson, 37.5 million. Only 1 Premier League goal in 22 appearances. McAtee, 30 million. Hasn't worked. Ndoye hasn't worked. Bakwa hasn't worked.
From the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire is also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them. Like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
To 9:07 morning talkSPORT breakfast with me, Brazil, and Dino's with us live from the Cheltenham Festival with Coral. Still lots in the way between now and 10 a.m. We're going to be joined by racing royalty and a man who knows exactly how to win on these grounds. Cheltenham winner Sir AP Tony McCoy will be with us very, very soon. But now, plenty of big football games to cover over the next few nights, and one of those is for Tottenham, who have been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons this past few weeks, with the club at serious risk of relegation from the Premier. They've only had 2 wins in all competitions since the turn of the year, can you believe it? But get this, they've both come in the Champions League. Interim boss Igor Tudor is still yet to get a tune out of the Spurs side and take charge of his first Champions League game with the club tonight. It's not easy. They head to Atletico Madrid.
I agree. Both things, as I said, focus on us. We are playing against a team who has a story in this Champions League. So they have experience, they have quality. We need to do our best in terms that we need to grow. You know, as you said, also because our first aim is Premier League, and this need to be said also publicly. It's a normal thing. This is something extra, but that don't mean that we don't want to pass. We don't want to go in next round.
Listen, I don't know Igor Tudor, but I wish him well. I really do, because you look at him on the touchline. His face is tripped now, isn't it? He's really not enjoying it. Delighted to say John is now a man who had his first-hand experience in the Champions League with Spurs, been part of a team that ran all the way to the quarterfinals of the tournament back in 2011. Also represented Newcastle United. So very, very good morning to former Spurs defender Sebastian Bassong. Sebastian, good morning.
Morning, Sebastian.
Good morning, Alan. Good morning, chaps.
Sebastian, it's fascinating tonight, isn't it? Newcastle, all the excitement, Barcelona going to the tune, and Spurs heading over to Spain in terrible form. Not in Europe, but in Premier League form, terrible form. How do we see tonight's game over in Spain for Tottenham? Can they come away with something?
They have to come away with something. And what I mean by something is not necessarily a win. I mean, a win would be amazing, but I think it's more about what they put in it. It's the content, the way, the regain of confidence that for me I'm looking for. They're in an emergency situation. They have to find a quick blueprint, a quick formula in order for them to make the most out of this Champions League campaign, in order to put it in the Premier League. Because don't get me wrong, the Premier League is the bread and butter. This is the most important thing. If you can use the Champions League with all the magnitude of the Champions League being, use it accordingly in order to serve you for the Premier.
Yeah. Sebastian, do you think there is a leader in the dressing room and on the pitch now that, we need something, especially Premier League? We need a result. We are not going to the Championship. Is there someone in there vocal who's leading by example, saying, come on?
I think that they got a couple of leaders. Leadership is influence. Right now, in this particular moment of time, they need somebody that can really step up and not be shy. That's this type of leadership. There's different type of leadership. Right now, they need, as you said, somebody that can really gather them together, galvanize them, and just, installing them this kind of fire that is missing in order for them to get on the other side. Do they have it? I think they have some, but it's all about accountability and taking responsibility. You can't shy away. That's where we know what you're made of and what's clearly your identity. So I'm still looking for that person to come out of his shell and really take his responsibility and bring the other with him.
Sebastian, a lot have been said about who should be the manager. We're obviously at Cheltenham right now, which is the biggest race meeting of the season, and Harry Redknapp has got a horse run in the Jukebox Man. You played under him. Do you think Harry Redknapp's style of management now would work on the modern day players? Because I think, nowadays they get drilled with information, stats and whatever. Would Harry's style help the team now?
Over a course of a whole season, I don't think so. I think Harry would be very useful in some part of the season to deal with some particular situations, especially with the way he is. Because don't get me wrong, he's not going to change himself. His experience is getting older. But I think the way he used to manage us, it was really man management. He used to put a lot of responsibility onto us because he had these skills to pick up good players and good men in order to play amongst each other. So I think nowadays, Harry could be very helpful, but I don't think over the course of a season.
Interesting, very interesting. Sebastian, what about Newcastle United then? Look, Newcastle, they say, are the richest club in the world now. They can't spend it because of rules. I look at the table now, they're down in 12th. Newcastle, they're better than that. And the fans are expecting better than that. What about tonight? This is, for me, a classic game. Barcelona pushing up high line. Newcastle with the pace up front to get in behind them. How does tonight go, Sebastian?
Do you want me to be honest, biased? Because if I want to be biased...
Be honest. You're going to say Barcelona, aren't you?
No. Honestly, I think Newcastle, because he's at St James's Park, I put so much emphasis on St James's Park. Honestly, on a European night, on the Premier League level and a European night, Barcelona coming to St James's Park, something special might happen simply because it's at home. So I really put a coin on Newcastle having a positive result. Barcelona being Barcelona, I think they can expect it. They know what to cut. But Newcastle has to give something to the fan. The players, even though it hasn't been easy for them, they've done well considering. But now it's the cherry on the cake. It's gonna be fire tonight. I wish I could be at St James's Park because it's gonna be, I think, a game to remember for the Newcastle fan and for the players.
Sebastian, what does Eddie do about this superstar, this youngster? I love watching him, Yamal. Does he have a special plan for Yamal?
If you put a special plan for Yamal, I think you're going to free up other players. And they got a bunch of good and amazing players. So you just got to take it as it comes. Yamal is one player. You got to put your own players, in the best way, shape, or form in order to bring the A game. Yeah, obviously, it's going to be a very tough game. Yamal is on fire. He's a special kid. But you shouldn't underestimate the others. And if you do focus too much on one player, he's going to take all the attention and that's going to unbalance your team. I think Eddie Howe knows what he's doing. That's what they're playing for. You want to face Lamine Yamal. You want to test yourself to this level. And regardless how the game goes, at least you got to give it a go. So give it a go the same way you would have given it a go against a top Premier League team and see what happens.
Interesting, Sebastian. Very, very interesting to hear your thoughts. Enjoy the football tonight. I don't know if you're into racing, if you're watching on telly. Have a nice time and fingers crossed for your two old clubs, Spurs and Newcastle. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
guys.
Sebastian.
Very welcome. Right, don't forget Adrian Dunham will be at St James's Park tonight. The atmosphere will be rocking. Soaking up a fantastic night before throwing live commentary Atletico Madrid against Tottenham as well. Wow. Get your calls into the sports bar from 10 o'clock.
Igor Tudor, the same Igor Tudor, concentrated in taking whatever positives he could find out of that result.
They're disappointed. They wanted more. We are aware of that. We also want to give more. Fortunately, this is the moment that we pay everything. Maybe it will sound strange, but I believe more after this game than I believe before. I saw something. I need to choose the right guys, because the boat, I said, now is going in direction that I want to go, that need to go, and who is in the boat can stay. Otherwise, can bow down. How you say that? Leave the boat. So when the other players will come back and choosing the rights, I'm sure that we'll have a good teams and the victory will come back.
That was Igor Tudor grasping onto the positives as he saw them after the home defeat to Palace. But Simon, I think, if I remember rightly, you said if they lose to Fulham, they lose to Palace in mortal danger.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they've got. I mean, the only thing that will keep Spurs up at this moment in time is the other teams beneath them don't close the gap. because right now the only thing that's holding them up is the other team's previous performance. I mean, there's not a lot he can take from the Palace game. He went hard after the players, and it didn't get much of a reaction, did it? So that to me was him looking at things, saying, "Okay, well, I said what I said. It didn't get me very much, so I'm going to have to perhaps change tack and say I saw something in the second."
For the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire, I can hear you through the whine.
Go on, Tony, get him up, go on, Tony!
Tall lineman is still on the line.
Just a little bit more, please. Because I need
a small vacation. But it don't.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark Rewards event. Save up to £500 on thousands of cars. Dino's with me. Dino, just set the scene.
Well,
it's gorgeous. Isn't
well, some of the Irish horses are out in the middle of the track. You looking up? There's a sand circle track.
Well, they're jogging around with a pint of Guinness.
I can see from here. They're only about a mile away, but you can see them all out there, just having a little trot round, getting them ready. Don't do too much. I just said to you, didn't I? They can burst blood vessels, horses, and it must be difficult.
Not doing that, they can't.
Well,
no.
so
in a race, they can.
It must be difficult to get them right, though, for one day, mustn't it?
Well, that's the game, Dino. You know, you've got a great chance in a race, either Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and suddenly your horse doesn't eat up. You go in the morning, his grub's there. At runny nose, you think, oh no.
They can't talk.
It can happen, you know.
It's like you when you come in this morning. Yeah. You look like.
Would have a runny nose.
You had a runny nose. You weren't eating up, and now you look perfect. You're back to life.
I do wish I was. Right, let's get the latest odds with Coral and Steve-O.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding. 18+, gambleaware.org.
So, Tony McCoy coming up. I have to tell you, and I think Steve-O might agree with me, that for me, the Wichita lineman, was probably the best ride I have ever seen at Cheltenham. As they come around the stands for the first time, I slung my ticket away. I thought, no chance. Tony was having so many problems with us. Grabbing it, pulling it, didn't want to go. And then suddenly, second time round, Dino, coming down the hill, turning left. Go on, Tony. Go on, Tony. Where's my ticket? Where's my ticket? Come on, Tony. He only got up, didn't he? Remember that?
What price was it?
I think it was favourite. I'd have to do. I mean, in running, it would have been a huge price. It'd be interesting to ask him on his view, because I think he would tell you it was a horrible ride because the horse never helped him at all. You know what I mean? He'd have much preferred to have had an easier ride. But I think this one ride really epitomises his career. Never say die. That's the McCoy attitude on that horse. He said to that horse, no, you are going to do this. And their comparisons with Sean Bowen, who we talked about earlier, the champion jockey from Wales, weighed out the horse I like in the last that Sir Alex Ferguson co-owns 2 runs ago here at Cheltenham. Very, very similar. This horse was never travelling a yard. And Sean Bowen at one point was about 20 lengths tailed off. You're thinking, oh, he's going to pull him up, surely. He just kept going. And Sean Bowen, that's why Sean's a great champion.
Keep talking, Steve.
He has that mentality as well of never giving up.
Keep talking.
That's why punters love them, Dino.
The Welsh.
The one thing, the likes of McCoy and Sean Bowen, because the punters know they are going to get a run for their money when you've got those guys on your side. So
we need Welshmen to come and step forward. Today's the day for Sean. The rugby's struggling. We're struggling in the football, but we've got a couple of games we might get through. But Gerwyn Price got beat the other day, but he won a couple of games. He's our best Welshman at the minute. We need Sean Bowen to come through.
Pompey are going to stuff you as well.
Pompey are going to beat Swansea tonight, Dino.
No.
I think Sean Bowen can have a big win. And you talk about Wales. On Friday, Sean rides Haiti Callure, trained down in beautiful Pembrokeshire by Rebecca Curtis.
Yeah.
Got a big chance in the Gold Cup. But that's all to come, of course. We get underway today with their Roar is going to go up at 120. I'm torn. I've loved Old Park Star all winter for Nicky Henderson. The double for Nicky, first 2 races, about 8-9 to 1.
Oh, is it?
But Willie Mullins has got Mighty Park in the first, Kopek de Bourg, and then Lossiemouth. 11 years ago, Annie Power would have completed a 4-timer for Willie.
Do you remember the gasps when she fell at the last?
Silence all around the. Willie has got 3 fancied runners today. If the first 2 win, Lossiemouth will be very short in the Championship. But I know you love the New Lion, and you're talking about getting horses here. Well, Dan Skelton, look, they're all masters. Nicky, Willie, Gordon, Paul Nicholls. But Dan Skelton is a brilliant target trainer. At the last summer, he'd have plotted to the Gold Cup with Grey Dawning. He'd have plotted to the Champion Hurdle with the New Lion. And he sticks to that. Whatever happens, you stick to that, because this, Dino, this is the week that matters. They've got to be primed for this. And that, as Al said, that's the skill. That's the skill of the master trainers, is getting them here.
Do you remember, just quickly, we'll get on to football, Denman and Kauto Star dictating the Gold Cup. Those, great. Harry Finlay was part of it, wasn't he? It was brilliant.
That was a golden era for Paul Nicholls, where he had masterminded Big Bucks and he had the brilliant Denman.
Oh, Big Bucks, well, you know Andy well. 3
years in a row, Kauto and Denman fought out. Big Bucks 4 times. I mean, look, so many memories. Just one thing to note, actually, the last hurdle has been moved back 100 yards, I think.
Why?
So it's a longer run-in now, so expect even more drama up this Cheltenham Hill, Dino, where races can... I mean, talk about Wichita Lineman. I mean, what races can change that... I don't know, have you actually walked down to the thing?
No,
and
I
looked
haven't.
Up the hill?
No.
I mean, it takes some getting that Cheltenham Hill. But, of course, what we want is a few close finishes this week, and that's why we've got our Pips at the Post offer, obviously, with Coral, which if you're beaten by a neck or less... behind the winner, you get paid as a winner, up to £10 maximum. Terms and conditions apply. Please do gamble responsible. What is the Dean Saunders nap on day 1?
Day 1, I was thinking about Gordon Elliott's in the first race, because I've seen him saying it's the fastest horse he's ever had.
Yeah.
El Curios, is it?
El Kairos.
Kairos. But I'm going to go for the new Lion.
Yeah.
Because sentimentally, last year, I backed him and he got up. And I listened to Dan talking about him on his documentary this week, saying that when he fell, it was coming.
Yeah.
He was rushing. And his brother's been getting him nearer to the fences to make him jump a bit.
And who was the line that you're in? Was it the great John Charles?
Yes. John Charles, legend.
He won here last year, the New Lion. He won the 2 mile 5 race. Now, he's dropping back to 2 miles. But Al, the great Isterbrack in the JP McManus colours won the 2 mile 5 race as a novice, came back and won 3 champion hurdles. And the other horse that I loved was Hardy Eustace. And who did Hardy Eustace famously beat in a champion hurdle here?
Oh.
Paul Carberry, your friend on Archibald.
It wouldn't go past. He came there with a double handful. Go on, Paul, not too easy. 6 lengths, here we go. Oh, what's he doing? It wouldn't go past, would he?
If you haven't seen it, a horse called Archibald, watches the champion hurdle. He was second. He's a horse that couldn't hit the front because he would just stop in front, this horse. Hardy Eustace was game as a lion.
Light
and
blue
Archibald
colours.
is just cantering alongside. I'm stood here with Al. Al, any time now, and the horse just would not go past.
Oh, it was heartbreaking.
Is that the argument with the new line, that it's not quick enough, the trip's a bit shorter?
Yeah, but they will go a proper championship pace today. That's the other thing McCoy will tell you. They go a yard quicker this week, so everything all winter. So he'll be fine. Stamina-wise, you need stamina to win a good championship.
Steve, just give me one football odds. Galatasaray, Liverpool. We're too busy talking horses. How do we bet tonight?
Galatasaray 3-1 shots at home, 4-5 Liverpool. Odds on. 11 for the
3
draw.
to 1?
Take a draw. And Swansea, Dino, go to Fratton Park. Portsmouth 11-10 favourites.
Swansea bang on form. And looking up now at the playoffs.
Atmosphere at Fratton Park will be rocking tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
and for what it's worth, I'd go 0-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I think they take a draw.
11-4.
Job done at Anfield.
Yeah.
Right, it's day one. Cannot wait. What time's the first race again, Steve?
1:20.
20 past 1. The Roar will go.
Took me by surprise there. Right, listen, have a great day racing, Steve-O. Enjoy. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18 plus, gambleaware.org. Sir AP coming next.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral's Rewards Shaker. Make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding with 100,000 free bets to be won every day. 18 plus online. Max 1 reward per player per day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
It was pathetic yesterday. Absolutely pathetic, lads.
Yeah, very true, mate.
Shocking. So, all right, so where are you off now? You off to the airport?
I'm at West Ham tonight, and then I've got a good couple of days, mate. I'm Atletico Madrid, Spurs, and then Real Madrid, Manchester City, both in Madrid. So I'm having a wee chat. I'm maybe get back on Friday, but I don't know, mate. But you'll be carrying a can, no problem at all with those.
Well, Andy's coming Friday as well, so we're going to have
Brilliant.
We're going to have a great week. It's very foggy at the moment, but that doesn't matter. That'll lift by the time the tapes go up on Tuesday in the Supreme. Can't wait, really can't wait. It's going to be such an open, good racing as well, and loads of
Fantastic,
plans.
mate.
I've had so many calls and texts. Can you get me a ticket? I'm coming down. Crikey.
Yeah.
So many people coming. It's going to be magic.
He's like ticket taking you are.
I know.
It's going to be amazing, lads. I was listening to the show this morning. The show's been brilliant. John, it's a great spot you've got there, obviously. I heard Simon on. I mean, the build-up's just going to be fantastic. I can guarantee you'll be watching it. Mark will be there. We'll have the phone and the iPads out and we'll be watching it, mate. So, best of luck to you all, you
Ali,
boys.
what
Hope you
about
have a great week.
Ali, those games in Madrid, what are you thinking?
Oh, crikey. You'd be a brave man that would say Atletico Madrid won't beat Spurs, do you know what I mean? To be honest with you. Yeah. And then the other one, Andy, Ray, I think Real Madrid have got problems, I really do. Well-documented problems. I could see actually City winning the game. I think City will go through in the tie. I could actually see them winning the game in Madrid, to tell you the truth.
Amen Corner, perhaps the most feared run of holes in golf. Each year it claims the tournament hopes of many, with balls hitting bunkers and water traps aplenty. But why is it so fearsome, and where did it get its name? Just the thoughts of holes 11, 12 and 13 at Augusta National gives the likes of Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth the shivers. McIlroy hit 3 over and Spieth hit 4 over in their final rounds to blow their hopes of a green jacket in 2011 and 2016 respectively. But did you know Amen Corner's name is inspired by a jazz song from 1933? American sports writer Herbert Warren Wint, on the left here, wrote about it in 1958, referencing the song shouted in that Amen Corner when describing the run. Hole 11 is a par 4 over 520 yards with a green guarded by a pond and bunkers to the front edge. 12, perhaps golf's most famous hole, is a par 3 over just 155 yards. The green's guarded by Rays Creek at the front, more bunkers and azalea bushes ready to punish the smallest error. Then there's the 13th that teases the hook shot over the trees. It's a dogleg par 5 over 545 yards that's inviting for big hitters who want to reach the green in 2. If you want to win the Masters, you have to keep your score down around Amen Corner. So who'll be the next to fall victim to golf's most famous and most daunting challenge?
Champion, the Wonder Horse, champion.
I feel I'm at a rodeo, not Cheltenham. What's going on here? Morning, talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil, Dean Saunders, live from the Cheltenham Festival, day 1 with Coral. Right, we have been building up to a huge opening day of the 2026 Cheltenham Festival. Now we're joined by a legendary jockey.
He's been a great servant to racing. I mean, I'm good friends with Richard Dunwoody, and I used to call him the greatest. Now, for someone to surpass Richard is amazing, in my opinion. So he truly is the greatest AP.
Tony McCoy, the winning most national hunt rider of all time, has waited a long time to land his first John Smith's Grand National. Don't push it, won the National.
The wins are one thing, but there's a friendship has developed, and it grew over time, which is a great thing, because most relationships, they start going the other way. But this relationship, it just got stronger and stronger.
And it's synchronised and long run, battling up the hill, synchronised, and synchronised is powering away for John Joe O'Neill. What a story! Brilliant from Tony McCoy.
I'm getting to ride in Cheltenham, I'm getting to perform on a big stage in front of loads of people. How lucky am I? And every sports person should think the same. You know, if you're lucky, have the privilege to go out and perform with people watching you, I mean, what a way of life.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. Like.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A man who's a 31-time Cheltenham Festival winners, 20-time champion jockey, 20 times. True racing royalty, Sir A.P. McCoy, is with us in the box. Good morning, Tony. How are we?
Tony.
Good morning, lads. Very good. Very
Steve-O's got it. He's walked out. You've just killed him. He thinks he's always the best well-dressed man in in Cheltenham when he comes in the box. But since he's he's with his new bird now, he's drastically, his budget has been cut.
He's back to
Burton. You walk in just straight out of Savile Row, you look $1 million.
I used to work for a man called Jim Bulger, who obviously Aidan O'Brien that started with Al, and he always said you might not be smart, but at least try and look it.
That's good.
So,
good man.
My dad said to me, you can never be overdressed.
Oh, he's right. He is right, 100%. And there is something in that, and it's something you notice in someone. So I'll tell you, I might not be smart, but at least try and look it.
English trainers hoping to end Irish dominance under Willie Mullins, Gordon Elliott, and lift the Presbytery Cup for the first time. It isn't going to be easy, Tony. It looks even Stevens. It looks the English horses have a great chance, but you can't just ignore Gordon Elliott, Willie Mullins, etc.
Nah, they'll get a bit closer, all right, but it's not really. I can't imagine it'll happen. I think Willie is too strong a hand. He's going to have the best part of 75 horses run here. Gordon maybe
75.
I'd say so. Yeah, I think he had a lot of entries, more than that anyway. So he could have between. I'd imagine he could have between 70 and 80. Somewhere like that. Gordon is probably going to have between 40 and 50. Henry de Bromhead, a lot of people said has been quiet, but he comes here and always performs. So the Ireland are going to have a very, very strong hand. There's no doubt that the English, like Dan Skelton, is phenomenal. He's actually, he's raised the bar. He obviously spent a long time with Paul Nicholls, and he learned a lot when he was there. He had his eyes open, that's for sure. So look, but I actually think this festival is the best festival there's been in 20 years. I think it's been the most competitive, nearly since it's been a 4-day meeting. I think it's the best. I'm not just saying that. I actually you only got to look at the first race. Look at the Supreme Novice Hurler.
Brilliant.
You could pick 6 or 7 of them that could win. Same with the Gold Cup.
Paul Nicholls. Paul doesn't have superstars at the moment, but he'll be plotting now for many months now about real good handicaps, great good grade races for what he's got. You can only work with what you've got.
Yeah, look, he probably doesn't have the numbers that he had. He probably has half the horse he used to have. But he's not a bad trainer. Like, he hasn't become a bad trainer overnight. Like he to train the horses that he did, for the number of years that he brought Cotto Star back here and Big Bucks and Mastermind, horse that came back year on Demon, that takes some doing. And he doesn't have the numbers that he has. Racing, like a lot of things, is a little bit like fashion. Whether it becomes, who would have thought, like, you're looking at Manchester United now and you're thinking they could be like Liverpool. It could take them the same amount of time to win another Premier League as it took Liverpool from, 25, 30 years. And racing goes a bit like that, and a little bit like football. So, but he's a good trainer. He's a brilliant trainer. He's got the likes of no dramas this end. I don't ever question Paul Nicholls as a trainer.
No. And Nicky, as you said earlier, Nicky's got some big chances. Nicky Henderson.
I always say that it's an easy thing for people to think he's a brilliant trainer of a good horse. And that people say, well, good horses are easy to train, aren't they? But they're not. He's brilliant at training good horses. I often think that maybe some of the lower ones don't. That I think the good horses maybe kill them off, because the good ones maybe for whatever reason. But you look at the hand he comes here with, the likes of La Lumba and All Park Star and Active Innocence. He's got a good number of them, and you only got to look at his record. Nicky Henderson won 9 champion hurdles. Something going.
Amazing. Right, champion hurdle. JP, happy birthday, JP. Fantastic. The new line, is that going to be a birthday present?
75 today he is, yeah, so happy birthday to him. It would be really nice. It's the new lion. He fell obviously in Newcastle. He wasn't that impressive when he won here in Trials Day, but he did win. He won the 2.5 mile race last year that the likes of Faheen won and Istabrak won and Hardy Eustace. So it does. There is a thing there. And then you have the 3 mares, Golden Ace. A lot of people said obviously she was the luckiest winner of a champion hurdle ever.
Problem is Rupert's tips are Rupert.
Yeah, that'll probably stop her. I mean, no one want to tell her. Actually, more than likely will stop her. That's definitely a negative for her. Brighter Days Ahead has been here twice and been disappointing. But it is a negative, isn't it, if Rupert's tipped her?
By all accounts, I think.
Did I hear something?
41 out to 8-1. What?
Did I hear something? You said something this morning about him having Botox.
Oh, he goes to Athens. Botox
It
Bell.
hasn't worked, has it?
No, Botox Bell.
He looks younger.
No, he said, Alan, it does take a few months to work. Yeah, he goes to Athens.
Look, the 3 mares, there's nothing between them. Brighter Days Ahead beat Lossiemouth last time. She's been here a couple of times, hasn't performed. Lossiemouth has won. She's got cheap pieces on her today. Look,
ground.
The ground. I actually walked around here last Monday with JP, and we couldn't believe the ground, how much in a very short period of time that it's dried out. But it's in perfect condition. I mean, it's not the going will be the problem for a lot of them. It's the coming back, won't it?
The Brighter Days Ahead, you said. Why do you think it doesn't perform when it comes to Cheltenham?
Who knows? She might have had, there might have been reasons that she just wasn't in the best form that she had been in. It might not have been anything to do with Cheltenham, but it just happens to be that it's, that it has been here. She beat Lossiemouth last time. You'd think she beat her fair and square. But is there a thing with the course form and all that? If you ask me about the champion hurdle, which one would I ride? I actually think there's nothing between the 3 mares, and not just because JP owned them, but I probably would ride the new lion.
Yeah,
I'm
just looking here. Huge drift on Willie Mullins' Mighty Park and the Supreme. Huge drift.
Yeah, I look. It's a brilliant Supreme. As I said, you look down through them all. Park Star. I was really impressed with Philip Hobbs' horse, Sober Glory. Gordon, Gordon Elliott is not one to talk up his horses, and he said El Quiros is as fast a horse as he had. Now, the Supreme, because it's the first race and that, it's going to take a bit of getting. But it's as good a Supreme, not open as a Supreme novice hurdle as there's been for a long, long time. What I was looking at Old Park Star, just to go into without getting too technical about it, but the official handicappers rated him 159.
Yeah.
And I think when Constitution Hill won this, he was only 147 or 8 or something. Yeah?
Wow.
So he thinks he's a much better horse coming here than what Constitution Hill was. Now, I don't think that. I mean, he's a long way to go to be a Constitution Hill, hasn't he? But that's what he regards him as. So he would actually think that he's the best horse in the race, the handicap.
So, Tony, we're going to see Party Pala, who had a birthday 2 days ago, later on this afternoon. Of course, he's not counting his chickens just yet with the Arsenal, but you're a big Arsenal man. It's almost there, isn't it, the Premier?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get over the line, there's no doubt. Forest done them a favour at Man City. But it won't be easy for Arsenal either, because everyone wants to beat the best teams, don't they? And they raise their game, and you only got to look at, but I think with Man City having to go to Chelsea, but I do think if you want to win the Premier League, Arsenal have got to go to the Etihad and go at it. Go and try and beat them. Don't be trying to be too.
They haven't in the past, have they?
Not
set the team up for a 0-0.
Yeah.
Mind you, City's next few games are really tough.
Yeah.
And in fairness, on this occasion, it might actually be good enough a 0-0. Mightn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Numerically and when you think about it, the numbers of it, a 0-0 might actually be good enough on this occasion. So maybe we should actually let them go and do that. But you got to go and beat them. If you want to win big.
And of course,
events,
in the Cup, you go to Southampton, and you're doing ITV, aren't you? Racing at Cheltenham all week.
Yeah.
Say thingamajig.
Ed Cameron is a big.
I'm sure there's a Saints one,
Andrew Balling. There's a lot of big Saints fans. But look, hopefully they'll be able to go to Southampton and beat Southampton. No offence.
You look at Eze coming on the other day, the bench. I keep looking at Arsenal's bench and I'm thinking, there's 6 of them better than the ones he's got out on the pitch.
And that's what you need. You need competition. In every walk of life, in any sport, you need competition to make it. When I went to Jim Bulger as a kid, I thought, how am I going to get a ride here? Now, he had staff like Aidan O'Brien, but he had jockeys like Christy Roach and Kevin Manning and Willie Supple and Ted Durkin and Seamus Heffernan and Paul Carver. It was just like lads that were thinking, what? But they made you better. Every one of them made you better. And you would have thought the same when you were football, whatever team you're at, when you went and played against good players. And I think, in fairness to Mikel Arteta, and we're all experts in every sport, in football especially, everyone's a football expert. But in fairness to Mikel Arteta, he has completely changed the culture at Arsenal. And when you bring in people like Declan Rice, who are the ultimate professional, you know what I mean? Who you look at Declan Rice and you think, cheapest footballer that's ever been bought.
Yeah.
Well, the standards.
100 million quid, cheapest man ever bought.
Nice guy, Tony. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah, but I bet he's not to play about. I bet he's not a nice guy to play against.
No, but he's lovely.
No.
Just a quick, because I'm looking at the time, Dino. Sorry. Sean Bone, no winners at Cheltenham, the festival.
No.
How does that happen?
But I tell you what it happens. I tell you how it happens. It's very easy. You come here and you're riding for Willie Mullins. Paul Townend's biggest problem is going to be picking the right one. It's going to be picking the right one. I had it actually with JP, but it was more difficult. I rode the wrong one a couple of times, but they were in different yards. At least Paul Townend's, when they're all in the same yard, you have a chance of having a fair idea which one's the best. But the reason why Sean Bone hasn't ridden any winners here is because he hasn't had the opportunities. Brian Hughes rode a winner here last year. He's hardly been here for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
You need to, when you look at it year on year, you look at Henry, look at Henry de Bromhead, you look at Willie Mullins, you look at Gordon Elliott, and you look at Nicky Henderson and Paul Nichols. If you're not riding for one of them big stables, there is a chance you can ride a winner, but it's hard.
No, I get that. Right, I'm not going to keep you, champ. So Tony is co-presenting ITV Racing at the Cheltenham Festival all week. Coverage starts from 12:45. Of course, old Botox Bell's son, Ollie, he can't be his son, can he?
No.
Will be part of the team.
Definitely brought home the wrong baby, didn't he?
Remember that in around 10 minutes' time, Rupert and former top jockey Lizzie Kelly will join the Cheltenham preview show on talkSPORT 2. Coming up, does Maurizio Pochettino his attendance at Atletico tonight against Tottenham? Can we look into that or not? That's coming next.
Just like former players, you know, on the TV pundits, radio pundits, they've been saying the same thing for weeks and months now.
Saying what?
That Arsenal is going to fail, Arsenal are winning ugly, Arsenal are a set pieces team.
Who are saying this? Who's saying they're going to fail?
Yeah, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Carragher, all of them, even some former Arsenal players. I just crossed the path, you know, with Ray Parlour. Just came out and say, "Are you confident to stay?" No, I'm not.
Well, I'm confident, but I don't want to overshoot it, if you know what I mean. I know Piers Morgan said they're going to win it in March and this, that, whatever. I don't want to be saying things like that because I know how hard it is, and you could get a bad spell. But they're in a great position, and you know sometimes you can be overconfident, can't you?
Ray, what about the Brighton game? Brighton fans were going crazy about the time wasting. Did you see that or not?
Look, you do try and slow if you can. Al, I mean, we used to try and do it. If we're leading and whatever, you got to try and see games out. And the good thing about that game was that you know they wasn't very good. They was poor as a team, but they won the game, and that's what it comes down to. You don't analyse every single game when you finish the season with the trophy in your hands and say, "Well, but remember the Brighton game? We didn't play that well, did we? We got lucky there." You just embrace the moment and say, look, we're champions of England, and that's the most important thing. So you can try any sort of tactics if you're going to slow it down, but I think it's a little bit unfair that they're saying about the set plays and this sort of set plays is part of the game.
It's good to touch the green, green grass
Come on, Dino, let's have it.
Oh, stand up, darling. I don't like making love in the dark.
It's still standing.
You're still standing.
Though the paint is cracked.
Paint is cracked and dry. We used to put this on the bus on the way to the stadium. All the lads
I
sing it.
used to play on.
Then I looked.
I looked, and there comes Mary. Pale gold
and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of old. Come on, Sean Bowen.
Steve-O's a Welsh as well.
Steve-O's Welsh?
Yes. Right, a bit of Tom Jones as we approach 10 o'clock. The sun is shining over Cleve Hill. The green, green grass of Cheltenham glistening. Magic. Day one of a beautiful Cheltenham. Thanks to AP McCoy. He's excited about this Cheltenham meeting. He said it's wide open.
He said he would ride the new Lion.
Yeah. But he also said it's so... And the Supreme, I'm backing the favourite. He said this is a tough race, Alan. Be careful. Be careful. Right, this is the start of the 2026 spring and summer of sport. And listen up, Formula One fans, right? We're sending two of you to the British Grand Prix on Sunday, July the 5th, with a full racing green trackside experience. Forget the general admission. You're getting exclusive grandstand seats, plus inner track access to watch the drivers roll into the paddocks. We've got the whole day sorted for you with all day street food, a full open bar, and much, much more. It's the ultimate British Grand Prix completely on us, and here's how you can go. Here's how to enter for your chance to win. Text WIN to 83338. That's WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call us 0343 418 7260. Lines will close 20th of March 2026 at 4 p.m. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Now, Dino, it's time quickly. Yeah, we can do this. It's time quickly for a bit of this.
That's a disgrace when you have to pay to go to the toilet. Weirdo. Comic book.
Oh, it's a Comic Con. It's always like a Comic Con.
Honestly, scared the life out of me.
I'm sick of all this mamby-pamby rubbish.
I went to the audition for Dancing on Ice, and they give the job to Gemma Collins instead of me.
That's right, it's the first edition of Dino's Different Gravy, where we put you in the spotlight, Dino, and get your take on three slightly different sports stories. The first one, Pochettino is set to be in attendance tonight at the Wanda Metropolitano as Tottenham take on Atletico. Live on talkSPORT, this is the first Spurs game he will attend since being sacked back in 2019. Do you believe, Dino, he could coach Spurs again?
All depends what the ambition of the club is. He's not David Copperfield, so you can't go in there and take these players they've got now up to first, second, third, fourth in the league into the Champions League spots. So it depends on what money they give him and what their ambition is. If I was Pochettino, I would say, if you'd like me as the manager, what is my job description?
Okay. I'm told no one's been in touch with him. I thought after the World Cup he was a shoo-in. I'm told no one's been in touch. Right, time for one more. Lidl have brought out the new range of running trainers for just £39 and say that they are perfectly built for long distance runs. Dina, would you run a marathon with 39 quid trainers?
I wouldn't run a marathon with 300 grand trainers, to be honest. I mean, I don't know how you do it. Like, run for that long.
I've done a half marathon.
Yeah, but you were good at it, weren't you?
Yeah, not bad, yeah.
You actually liked running long distance.
Yeah, 132, which is pretty good without training in. And I didn't have 39 quid. I'd Adidas Gazelles on.
See, I was repeated sprints. I could repeat sprints one after another. I wasn't a long distance man, and I wasn't at 100 metres. I was short, loads of reps, so I couldn't do a marathon. No.
You could, Dino, I know you could. Because as in Neil Warnock's words, you're a little rat up a drain pipe. Remember that now over on talkSPORT 2, Rupert Botox Bell and former top jockey Lizzie Kelly host the Cheltenham preview show, then here. The first 4 races live in H&J, with the remaining 3 live in talkSPORT 2. Listen, have a great time. Go easy. It's only day 1. But when them tapes go up, it is magic. We're in for a brilliant week. I hope you enjoy. I'm back tomorrow 6 o'clock with Party Parlour. We're the channel for the Cheltenham Festival. Don't miss a gallop on talkSPORT. Jim White and Simon Jordan coming next.